Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Under the Influence Podcast.
Yes, sir. It's episode 191.
Shit, I ain't even got my notes out. I'm tripping.
Oh, shit.
Episode 191. As always, I'm Big Cass.
I'm that guy, PM.
And we got my man, what you going by tonight?
I'm just Anthony.
Alright. I don't know if you want to go by Ann or Anthony. Anthony, just Fitness. Everyone look him up. So,
And Diggler.
I got my man Ant, longtime friend, first time pod guest.
That's what's up.
That is what's up.
Yeah. How y'all brothers doing this evening?
Feeling good. Feeling great.
Feeling real good.
I am present.
Oh man.
And I'm happy.
Happy?
Yeah.
What you happy about?
The Pacers pulled it off.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that, man. Good job. Shout out to the Pacers. Shout out to the Pacers, man. That was dopeness.
Yeah.
Miraculous end of the game.
Yeah, that was
Sure.
beautiful. Where we kicking things off at, man?
Shit, we got RIPs, man.
RIPs
We got
started off. Your man's probably snorted his last line,
Oof.
Yeah.
popped his last pill, partied his last party, man. Rest in peace to our Indianapolis owner of the Colts, Jim
Jim
Irsay.
Irsay.
Jim Irsay done checked out, man. Rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah. God bless.
God bless, man. Nigga got a 65, man. I thought he was a lot older than that.
That's it?
Yeah,
He looked a lot
he
older.
looked a
than
lot
that.
older than
He
that.
partied like a rock star.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
65 years old,
Should have
man.
got some of that vampire serum. Everybody else been getting it. He should have
He
got him
probably-
some.
He probably dried it out and snorted it.
He ran it dry.
Oh, I guess his nose was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And we got Mr. George Wendt.
My man Norm, man.
Norm Peterson. Cheers.
Did you see? It was some dope shit they did. I saw it on TikTok, man. All the bars in like Boston put a beer and like reserved a seat for Norm.
That's
That's
dope.
what's up.
That's
Oh,
dope. I
yeah.
didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So rest in peace to what's his real name?
George
Wendt.
Wentz.
George Wentz. Yeah.
He's Jason Sudeikis' his uncle
Who's Jason Sudeikis?
from SNL and a couple movies. and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I didn't know that. And he was 76.
Yeah.
76. So rest in peace to Norm.
Yes, sir.
What? I'm gonna stop calling the nigga Norm. George Wentz.
I mean, but he was
Yeah.
always normal.
He was always normal.
He already said that, like when he was out in public and stuff like that, people would just yell out "Norm."
As they should.
That's one of the
man.
most
Sometimes-
things that he did. He didn't really do too many movies and nothing like that. He did some, but not too many.
And then prayers to the former president, Sleepy Joe. They just announced he has a very aggressive form of prostate cancer.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And I'm assuming, I think that's probably why he backed out of the election this year and she went. I just think he just held off to tell us.
He knew.
Because as the president, you go through a whole lot of health checks and shit. I'm pretty sure they already knew.
Oh yeah.
He did it, Chadwick Boseman.
And especially with him starting off running and then like backing out just out of nowhere, I think he found out he was sick.
Mid-campaign.
Yeah, I think he found out he was sick.
I got a RIP. My cousin's father, Mr. Wendell, he passed yesterday.
Oh man, rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace, sir.
It's always hard.
Yeah, it is.
Rest in peace.
Especially with this year that we've been having since like November and shit.
Yeah, it's been a doozy.
Come on,
Rolling.
man. You ain't said nothing but a word
Yeah,
on
it's
that
been a
one.
motherfucking doozy. Yeah, bro had back to y'all both have like shit. I have too, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like boom. Then a week later, boom.
Yep.
Then another week, boom. I'm like, yeah, how much can you actually take?
Yeah.
You gotta take it all if you gonna still
Yeah.
be here. It's one thing my daddy told me. The older you get, the more you gotta be prepared to see people go.
Especially if you got a big ass family.
You gotta think like my pops is he's in his mid 70s, right? Like 75, 76, something like that. He was the youngest of 13. He got one sister left. Yeah. He got one sister left.
That's
That just they all just one by one just And not nothing. I think his oldest brother died of something like crazy, but everybody else just old age.
Yeah.
Just lived their life and went on ahead and checked out. So yeah, the longer you around them, man,
The more you lose.
the more you lose, man. It's just when my biggest problem is when we like be losing people our age
Yeah.
Yeah.
to shit like health shit and stuff like that, bro. That's
Because it starts making you look at
Yeah.
like what
At
you
yourself.
got going on yourself. Like, all right, what do I need to do to make sure that doesn't happen to me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got my insurance all squared away and back. They was playing my paperwork. I got it all figured out and lined back up like a week ago. So I scheduled that appointment to go ahead and let that man finger fuck me. So you got to check.
I mean, you do got to check. I got 2 more years.
Yeah, I mean that nigga got a finger pop me, man.
Better get you some Anal moisturizer.
It ain't the first time I've been. I think I said it on here before, but it ain't the first time I've been finger popped, man. I didn't know. That's how they check for internal bleeding when you get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I got shot, when they rolled me into the hospital, one of the first things they did was flip me on my side and shove. I said, wait a minute.
Now, see, I don't remember because I was a baby and I had colic, so they had to do those type of procedures to help me out. So
Yeah.
Hey man,
At a time after that, on like some checkup shit, they had to check again. They gave me, you got to come up, bro.
hey,
And I was in my 20s. I'm like, nigga, you gotta stop finger popping me. I think y'all are doing this on purpose.
intentionally trying to
I
do
think
it.
y'all got a bet going on in the office.
said you want to wear some lipsticks and a good dress with somebody to take you out first for a good dinner before you do all that.
Man, when I tell you,
Nigga ain't whisper in my ear. He
Nothing.
kissed me on my neck. He ain't even,
okay,
he ain't even
So
spit
then-
on it.
I was almost kind of hesitant to even tell my wife how to, because when you got to get to a certain age, you got to,
Yeah,
get.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I go to get checked in. He just tells me to bend over.
He went to you. Don't say what happened. You made a date to get finger popped.
Yeah.
Say it, man.
Yeah. I mean, but I ain't really think that it was gonna be getting checked out like
That's the
that.
name of this episode.
But-
Finger pop.
Finger pops.
Hey man, why the dude slap off the glove and here?
He went to you wrong.
Man, nah, he slapped the glove off, but when he snapped it off, he flinged it, and then he gonna throw the tissue at me. And he here, clean yourself up.
Clean yourself
I
up.
was like,
you
no, you
dirty
didn't.
slut. he said, clean yourself up, Jezebel.
Man, I was like, hey, the dude almost got popped. You might catch one.
Yeah, clean,
Two real quick, like
clean
boy.
yourself up.
He does that all the time. He was a
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
he was a member of the spa for Diddy's camp.
Yeah, man.
I see this all the time.
Right here.
Bro.
Just clean yourself up, dude.
Right.
There's so much stuff coming out in that case, so much nastiness. Boy, that's a freaky,
Hey, they just some
man.
nasty motherfuckers.
That's
As long as they ain't raping and he ain't doing
Oh
with
man,
kids,
listen.
I'm all for it.
Listen,
they can have
bro.
the freak off they want to.
We was talking about that today at the gym. Like, I think there's a larger play at Henry. They're trying to establish. Like consistency with him being like aggressive and doing shit to try and say he was forcing motherfuckers to do shit. But right now they just running off on all the nasty shit, and it's crazy. They brought in like 14 different sex work niggas that they hired off Craigslist, like old niggas, young niggas, normal niggas.
But why did she come out and say that she was catching like sores in her mouth from
Yeah.
giving so much oral?
Yeah, not like diseases, but like rug burns. Like
Too much friction.
Dick burns.
she said she had sore like dick burns in her mouth, and she caught like crazy UTIs, and that's probably from all the baby oil. The baby oil is supposed to go in there.
Right.
It's not supposed to be for ingestion on the inside.
But it was to the point where the doctors couldn't even give her anything to help
Yeah, they
clear
had
that
to make
thing
new
up.
antibiotics and shit for her. Yeah,
Yes.
so she became resistant. you can become resistant.
Like a,
She's immune.
she was
Yeah.
immune to all the
You can
because she
become
was getting
resistant,
banged
man.
up too much. But the thing is, she was willing to. Just so she could say I was being.
Well, it ain't even sometimes you see it's gotta go a little deeper than that, man. It's like the Stockholm syndrome thing, man. Like sometimes you fall in love with your, not to call a nigga a captor. I hate when they say that, but like sometimes you just adapt to your. Now I don't want to take any onus off of her. She was with some of that shit, but sometimes you just. Like you see it all the time with like motherfuckers who's kidnapped and got a chance to get away and they stay with their people. Like sometimes like Stockholm syndrome is a real thing.
It is.
It is.
It is.
So it's not just as simple as, I mean, you see it all the time with like battered wives and shit. Like they can, you can go to the store and just never come back, but they go home and get their ass kicked again tomorrow. Like it's
Same time tomorrow.
yeah,
Crazy cat.
yeah. So I mean, you know, it's some. I think it's a little bit of both. I know she thoroughly enjoyed the lifestyle. I understand motherfuckers that say she came after Diddy financially because she was going broke. I understand that.
Yeah.
But also, if the nigga did all that foul shit, the nigga should have paid her in the first place.
Well, because she had a contract with him and stuff like that,
Man,
so she was
listen,
gonna get paid. I mean, not like that, but
If
she was gonna
you
get paid.
know that certain people hold the keys to your demise,
Yeah.
because I mean, all this happened, bro, from her suing that man. Yeah, and a lot of that shit coming out, and then the floodgates turned on, and nigga, when somebody holds that type of shit against you, bro, there's only two things you can do: either knock them off or you pay them,
But where
and
did
you keep paying them.
But where did the other stuff come from? Because, like, okay, we understand the whole domestic part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just like a shut and close type of case. It should have been done and over with. So where did all the other stuff come from?
Well, they said they've been building the case on the nigga for a while, just trying to figure out an angle to get him for real, and then this was the one, This was the angle. And when they got her as a witness, somebody that was directly next to him for so long, you can kind of.
Yeah, I get it.
And let's not play, man. He's a black billionaire, a flashy black billionaire, man. They
And
don't like
people
that.
don't like to see that
They
at
don't like to
all.
see that.
They don't care what it is.
You see when Jay cracked $1 billion, that nigga grew dreads and went into the house. You don't see that nigga no more, bro. Nobody will see no flashy ass black billionaire.
Put a bird's nest on his head. The left. He's like, I'm out of here.
What they call him? Basquiat?
He looked like Basquiat.
Yeah,
His hair looked like the
Is he like a French or a Paris
the
artist or something like that?
He's a black artist with crazy ass dreads.
Yeah.
Jay's dreads look like Basquiat. But you see, when that nigga cracked $1 billion, that nigga went and became the most supportive husband in the game. He just be at Beyonce concerts holding the babies.
You gotta stay in your lane.
Random fights on the elevators. That's about it.
Well, that was before the $1 billion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that nigga do a random song from time to time. He ain't dropping no more albums. He get a verse and nigga go on about his day. That nigga know that people don't want to see him. I think he worth like $3 billion now. And then Beyonce worth like one of them niggas worth like $4 billion as a couple. Don't nobody want to see that, and they more okay with seeing her be, but both of them done mastered it, nigga. You don't see them out nowhere unless it's time to promote something.
Right.
Nigga, they going in the house, nigga. Let's talk about these niggas in New Orleans. Did you see them?
Oh, the escapees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nigga, they got a motherfucking. They got a what you call that?
They got a bet.
Checklist.
Yeah,
They got a bet going
got
on
a
to see
bet
who's gonna be the last one to get
Yeah.
caught. They caught the fifth nigga today. They got
Yeah.
There's 5 niggas left.
yeah.
What's the one dude's name? They said they think they had a bet on who was the last one.
They got a bet on all of them, but the Corey Boyd is now out of the bet. He got caught today.
Well, that money's gone.
Yeah. So
Because it was the last 6 that they was betting on, right?
yeah. So if you was betting on Corey Boyd, you are out of there. And he got found. He just escaped with nowhere to go. He got found asleep on a bus bench.
Shit, a couple motherfuckers went home.
Really?
They went home and took baths.
They took baths, got fresh.
Got fresh,
They
and then
found
got
one
back out
nigga,
the
he was
street.
clean to the bitch. They found one nigga because them niggas went live, and he was in one of the lives in the background, like on the block chilling. Like
Get out of here.
like they had no plan. Nigga just saw a hole in the wall and was like, "We are out of here."
That's how dumb you.
That's crazy.
So they saying the last person they really think is going won't get caught is that Linton Van Buren.
Yeah, Lynn Van Buren.
Yeah, they said that they think he gonna like for
Leave the
real
country.
be gone.
I would leave the country too.
He trying to get up out of here.
They said I think this is the Derrick Groves nigga, man. They said he really about that action. They said I guess he in there for somebody had something to do with killing his mama when he was a kid or something like that. And now don't quote me. There be niggas in the comments fact checking, nigga. This is nigga go to CBS and shit for real news, nigga.
We are speculating.
Yeah, but he I guess he supposedly like tracked down the family members of the nigga that did this shit
Yep.
when he was a kid and killed them.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Well, and on top of that, they saying
Vengeance.
Yeah.
well, and they think that that's the same dude that's gonna try to go and take out some witnesses on his case.
Yeah, he's a vengeance nigga. Yeah. That's Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, 'cause he
They
got-
let him out.
That's Derrick Groves nigga.
He got 2 counts of second-degree murder
Damn.
and 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder in 2018 during the Mardi Gras shooting.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a monster. They let him
Yeah.
out. But them niggas left a note on their way out.
Shit too easy. Motherfucking note said too easy.
They pulled up a toilet and left a note.
Hello.
We're out of here.
10 niggas. 10.
Bye-bye.
I mean, that's great. To all come together and collab and all 10 of y'all get out.
Yeah, you see the video of them like taking off running?
No.
It's a video. Yeah, there's a video.
go
Just the
stumbling
video of outside the jail, and all you see is these niggas piling out one after one. And it was like the jail's like right by a highway, so you just see them disappear to the highway.
Damn.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Some of them smaller places, man. I think I've told it on here before, man. I was in the annex no longer exists, but it used to be downtown, catty corner from the city county building. It was like a 5-story building, and the top 3 stories were jails. Was a jail for open dorm jails, like 100 beds, and so it probably housed like 300
And
inmates.
rubber slit windows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And in the bottom 2 floors, I know the bottom floor was like where you went to go check in for house arrest and shit like that. And then the second floor was like where they did everything for the jail, like make the food and stuff like that. When I was in there one time, we barely ever got to go outside of the block, the dorm. And there was a movie day schedule where like they was taking each floor at a time down to like the second floor and like letting you like watch a movie. It was like a big deal. No nigga, I hadn't left that block in like 6 months. Cause I ain't have court or nothing. I was in that motherfucker too. I left like 2 times for court, but you just go in the van and go across the street and come back. Now that don't count. But it was the annex was like lower security. It was like non-violent criminals, but a bunch of drug dealers basically and shit like that over there. Man, it was a nigga in there, and he installed home security systems. That's what he did before he got locked up, and he realized he knew the system they had for like the doors and shit. Man, nigga fucked up one of them motion sensors and the thing on the door, nigga, and got the fuck out of there. Nigga, they shut that bitch down so bad the next day. We was shut down. We missed movie night. Nigga pissed. You understand me? Nigga, and I think he made it to like Kokomo or some shit, and they ended up catching him.
That's crazy.
He didn't get nowhere.
Well, because this dumbass went to like a known family member's address, like somebody that was on his
He was already
information.
on the list. Yeah.
That's it.
Because that's the first place they go when you do that.
Yeah, for sure. And they scope out everything. They
They
hit
go
blocks.
to any of your known addresses, any of them areas, or anybody that's known to be associated with you.
Yep.
Right.
That's the very first thing that they do because they know most people. If you break out, you ain't got
You
nothing.
ain't got nothing. You go where
Right.
you
So you gotta
familiar.
go get something.
You got to go
Yeah.
get something.
Yep. Yeah, that's great. Ain't that the same building that had the little the basketball court on the roof?
No, that was CCA.
Okay.
CCA.
Okay, that's where I was.
Yeah,
at.
that's CCA.
Okay.
That was on Washington Street across from the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
I did like 3 months there.
So because they had it fenced up, they had so like in order for you to play basketball up there and stuff like that, they had these real tall gates, and then the gate went over the basketball court and stuff like that. So
Damn.
you can,
So
at
you
least
can
you can get
climb
out
out,
there.
yeah.
You ain't climbing out. Well, you're on the roof anyway. So
Right.
you ain't getting out.
I mean, somebody attempted.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm sure they were probably good.
Hey, when we was in that motherfucker in the annex during that period of time, some niggas had broke one of the windows, and it fashioned like a thing with a sock, and they would fish it down, and motherfuckers was walking past on the sidewalk like sticking shit in the sock, and niggas was
Kites.
That's
it was
crazy.
squares and bottles of Hennessy and all types of shit in jail. And then
lit.
one day a guard was on a cigarette break from the jail across the street, like sitting outside chilling, and watched it happen. And called like, "Hey man, they got a sock. He coming up."
He got all them guards in trouble.
Yeah.
They was probably in on like, look.
No, the guards wasn't.
Oh, they wasn't?
Man, look, the like I said, the annex was super. It was relaxed, man, because it was supposed to be like non-violent people, and
Gotcha.
so it was the way it was set up. It's a big giant floor, 100 niggas in the middle. There's a day room with the picnic tables, the TV, the phones, and there's a big cage, and the guard sits in the cage.
Yep.
And then there's 50 beds on this side, 50 beds on that side. And once every like hour or two, he got to come out the cage and they got to walk by, and in each little section there's a thing on the wall. They got to take their little thing and stick it on the wall so that they can count that they've made rounds.
Made around like the niggas in the mall.
Yeah. So, but that's it. So for an hour, nigga, no one's coming to. During the daytime, they roam a little bit more, but at night, when niggas are supposed to be asleep,
Dang.
nigga, they come over there once every like 2 hours, bro. So if you got that going on, you got, as long as you quiet, you got 2 hours to.
Do what you need to do.
And then they would say shit like niggas would be in there smoking, and the guard would say shit like
sockets, okay.
well, the guard would say shit like, because the annex was old, it's a wood building. Man, I had one of the guards, he was over there trying to sneak and smoke, bro, was like, he got on the thing, like, look, take that shit in the shower. I don't need y'all getting scared and throwing nothing and killing us all.
Yeah.
Take that shit in the shower. I will not come in there and mess with y'all.
Hey, because they was rolling stuff up with toilet paper.
Yeah.
I
They
can
was
see
using
that.
toilet paper and stuff like that.
Call that 4 folds. You get it ain't the toilet paper, it's the wrapper from the toilet paper.
Yeah.
That, and if you got real fancy, nigga, you order Reese cups off the commissary,
use
eat
the
the Reese
black.
cups, and they use the black thing. It's like licorice wraps. If you want to get real fancy, because we had a thing that came in and did weekends. You know, people get sentenced to weekends. They come in Friday, stay for a few days, leave out Sunday. We had a motherfucker coming in on weekends that was bringing us tobacco in the bottom of the soles of his shoes.
Dope.
I was about to say the good old days, but no, they weren't. That was terrible.
Yeah, man.
I was just trying to make it. Let's NBA, man.
Yeah.
You got a story?
Not you keep rolling up.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna go get into the little NBA run because
Yeah, let's do that.
it's fresh on our minds.
Yes, sir.
Well, this comes out tomorrow, so y'all watched the same game we did tonight.
Yeah.
That Pacers game was fire, nigga.
Like I said, I just seen the last of it and it was cool.
Yeah, you saw the best of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
The Pacers was actually like losing most of the game.
I even called the miraculous shit.
Yeah,
you
you
about
really
to get
did.
up and do something. I said,
It was 7 seconds left. PM said, "Don't get up, sit down, man. Before some miraculous shit happened."
Yeah, he did. He called it.
Sure enough, some miraculous shit happened.
Straight called it. 'Cause they didn't even go into overtime yet.
Yeah,
nope, they wasn't even
Yeah,
nowhere
they
near
said he
overtime.
was
Seven,
overtime, yeah.
7 seconds left of the game. He said, sit down, nigga. Some miraculous shit about to happen.
Came through. He tried to hit that step back with the three. Had his foot on the line though. Hey, I ain't never seen the ball go that high.
And then come in.
Yeah.
It didn't touch
It's
nothing.
usually a bounce over the backboard.
Yeah.
That motherfucker, you know, we've been calling that shit a Pacers bounce for years. You know, you used to play basketball. You get that Pacers bounce, nigga.
Super true.
That motherfucker went right down.
I was saying off mic though, we was talking, man. I'm kind of excited for this finals because whoever wins is gonna be an up and coming superstar's first ring. Whatever team wins.
Any team.
Yeah, it'll be because I think on one of them teams, on OKC, their Caruso, their point guard, he won a championship with the Lakers. Ain't nobody else on that team with no chip. They all new, young. The OKC as an organization, they never won a chip. Minnesota as an organization, they never won a chip. The Pacers as an organization, they never won a chip. The Knicks won some chips in the 70s. That shit don't count now, nigga. That's 50 years ago. Nigga, so they ain't never won a chip either, nigga. Last time they won a chip, what's the coach with Michael Jordan and Kobe's coach? Phil Jackson. Last time they won a chip, Phil Jackson was a player. He won 2 chips as a Knick, as a player. And it's like 71, 72 or some shit. Don't fact check me. But
Somebody's going to man, after that one.
But same thing what you had said too earlier though. You thinking that Anthony Edwards probably playing on through some
I think
injury.
he played a little like Hamp was saying at the gym today, even though he was saying it the wrong way. Towards the end of the year like this, bro, most players are playing with some level of injury, or niggas don't be conditioned to play this long into the season. Because if you ain't never made it into the playoffs, nigga, your season's usually over a month ago.
Right.
You somewhere chilling. So if you not, because that's Anthony Edwards said that last year when they beat, I forgot who they beat, but when they moved into the next round of the playoffs, they got swamped. They got smoked.
Because they was gassed out.
And he was like, man, during the offseason, I'm going to work on my endurance because I wasn't ready to play this long into the season.
Right.
It's a different ball game.
I mean, because he only scored 18 points.
Look at LeBron, old ass. That nigga was happy to get put out the first round. That nigga was waving and shaking. It wasn't had some
man.
drinks.
You ain't never seen a person try to play it off so smooth the way he did because he was really ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to play no more.
Yeah.
I sit down.
I think next year will be LeBron's last year. I think he honestly wants to retire right now, but he ain't going to go nowhere without a farewell tour. He ain't just going to retire in the offseason like some normal ass nigga. That's LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean, but if he really wanted to, he can go out with a bang now.
No, he can't.
What?
It's over.
I'm just saying.
The season's over.
Yeah, but you know, he did what he needed to do. I
Nigga,
guess.
you ain't never seen how they do farewell tours. Nigga, you
Yeah,
see what
yeah,
they did with
yeah.
Kobe?
Yeah.
Every motherfucking city they went to, nigga, they was playing videos of the nigga and letting them score 60 points on nights that didn't matter and shit.
They was doing that with like Dwayne Wade and all that
Yeah.
stuff as well too.
When you've been that good for that long, man, you deserve a farewell tour, man. The
Yeah.
only reason you shouldn't get one is if injuries don't allow you to.
Yeah.
If you can still get out there and play and you playing like that, man, you deserve to let motherfuckers tell you goodbye.
So he got to announce that at the beginning of
Nope.
the season.
No,
You
you
don't think so?
don't. Announce it towards the end, nigga. That way, the last few
5 games, 10
more than
games.
that, nigga, about 15. You gotta think the niggas play what? 60 games or some shit?
What? Through the whole
So
season?
I think it's like 32 games
72.
in your same division or something like that. So it's got to be like 60 something games.
Yeah.
72.
72.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So niggas, announce that shit in game 55, nigga. After the All-Star break.
Right.
But now I was saying, this is the first time, this is just a fun fact. It's the first time the Western Conference Finals won't have a team from California or Texas for the first time in 29 years, nigga.
That's what's up.
Since the last time was when the Seattle Sonics faced the Utah Jazz in 1996.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah.
I mean,
That was a
that's
year.
right.
That was a year the Sonics damn near won, and I think they got beat by somebody in the Eastern Conference.
I guess the NBA is trying to like get rid of that statistic of is rigged.
Well,
You know.
yeah, and also a lot of the NBA ain't like it used to be. With there's a lot of stars now. There used to be just like popular players. If you knew the team, you like knew the player. But nigga, like it's full blown stars right now. Like the MVP is on OKC. Like, and they really snubbed him the last 2 years, but it's undeniable. Nigga, he's that good.
But Anthony Edwards, he said during the Olympics and stuff like that, he said he's going to try to make himself be known.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna push myself out there to be the man.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, man.
What you talking about?
So he was just like, look, he's like, he's like, you're gonna be able to put me on the top with the greatest.
Well, I mean,
You know, he's trying. That's what he's trying.
He been
to do.
talking that shit since he came to the league. I like that nigga's attitude.
Yeah.
But that's enough about basketball, man. This ain't ESPN, man. We got some crazy
Nah,
story
you know,
going on.
I got
Yeah.
this one's crazy. So
I know you
didn't
got
know
some.
whether to make this motherfucker a fecal, but I called it a little too much. So, restaurant owner allegedly killed a man breaking in,
Okay.
and he cooked his body in pots
Whoa,
with
whoa,
vegetables.
whoa,
What?
whoa. He
Nah,
did what
wait,
with his body?
what?
Cooked it in pots with vegetables,
He made this nigga a stew.
basically. He made him a bitch nigga stew.
He made this. made a.
Then he finger popped him. Check to see if he was done.
You know he finger popped it.
Ready? Oh, okay.
You know he finger popped it.
Nah, this happened in France.
Okay.
That's what they get freaky out there, though.
They're broad, man. They
It's
just
a-
nasty shit.
A restaurant owner and his chef allegedly admitted to killing, dismembering, and cooking of a recluse who died during a botched home invasion and robbery.
Oh my lord.
It says authorities first learned about the incident in February of 23 when the victim's daughter contacted them after she received text messages from the father that were out of character and bizarre. It says the 60
He was texting from dude phone, probably some weird "I'm okay" shit.
Probably. He says the 60-year-old victim was described by the outlet as a recluse who lived in a simple house in the middle of the woods without running water or electricity. He was the woodsman.
Yeah. He was one of them off-grid niggas.
The investigators eventually located the victim's car while driving through town and found
But he had a car.
exactly, and found it was being operated by 69-year-old Felipe Schneider and his partner, 45-year-old Natalie Kababasi. No, how the fuck you pronounce that? It says the pair reportedly claimed to be druids and said they sold a magic potion at their sex shop.
What? A magic pole?
Tell you this gets crazy.
Oh, okay.
That was made from plants harvested from their garden. It said
Okay.
Snyder claimed that the victim lent his car to the pair so they could feed his animals. So that he could feed, hold up, so they could feed
their
his,
animals.
no, his animals.
Oh, because he was gone doing something.
Yeah, per the outlet, it says, that's whatever it says, but the story quickly changed. Snyder claimed that the victim lent his car, hold on, my bad. He allegedly initially confessed to killing the victim after the pair had a disagreement. But the story later changed once again to include a tale of botched robbery and a third accomplice. There's a gravedigger named Lou Benrakia. It says Snyder said that him and Benrakia broke into the victim's house to steal marijuana and subdued him by tying him up and gagging him. He allegedly claimed that at some point during the robbery, the victim suffocated on the gag and died.
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought they.
Oh, so he wasn't even the robber.
He wasn't even a robber.
He
They
was the
robbed
pure
him for
victim.
marijuana. It says both.
But he should have been a fecal then.
It says both Ben Rakia and Kababasi denied any involvement with the crime.
So they decided to cut the nigga up and cook him.
Then Snyder reportedly told police that after the victim had died, he took the corpse back to his house, waited 3 days to respect the transmigration of the soul,
Oh,
and dismembered the body with a butcher's knife.
So you try to have you try to have remorse about it. I mean, not really remorse, but like
Morals.
about killing the dude and cooking him and stuff like that.
It said. Then he said he returned. It says he returned to the victim's home and cooked his limbs with vegetables to hide the smell and burned identifiable parts of the corpse like the head and the hands. He allegedly poured the ashes around the victim's property and prayed for his soul.
oh my lord.
This sick bastard. Snyder was charged with kidnapping, leading to death, concealment of a corpse, and endangering the integrity of a corpse. Kabubasi and Ben Rakia were charged with complicity.
He 100% finger popped that man.
He probably did more than that.
He probably did more than that for sure.
100%. Yeah.
Before they chopped that dude up,
Finger
they
popping
did,
was just the beginning.
yeah,
That's how he warmed him up.
they did some Jeffrey Dahmer stuff. You know how Jeffrey Dahmer did.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer.
He was eating them.
Yeah,
He was
so
sucking
that's-
dick and eating dick. Jeffrey Dahmer was.
So he was going to the Frank stand twice.
Yeah.
He believed in
Yeah,
waste not. He waste not one.
Yeah,
not.
waste not one. Dark humor, ladies and gentlemen. Dark humor.
I ain't letting none of this good ass go.
Literally.
Oh my god.
Literally.
Right, I'm about to eat, tear this fuck up.
Oh my god, he was eating ass and eating ass.
What you have for dinner, Norman? Italian ass.
Yeah, Italian ass. Well, you know Jeffrey Dahmer like nigga ass, didn't he?
Yeah, he like nigga ass and,
He like dark meat.
Yeah, he like dark meat.
and Latins.
Yeah,
The one boy he had, he was Latin.
He like soul food, Mexican food.
Yeah, he like a little spice.
Little spice. Little spice in his life. And his hips don't lie. Oh man, quick update, man. Chris Brown's out of jail
It's right for that bullshit overseas.
on a $6.7 million bond.
Dang.
He got it.
Yeah, he got it.
I'm just saying though, but I be feeling like they just be robbing boys.
Nigga, that's what they're
Of
supposed to do.
He fuck up. He
You
got to
gotta
pay.
pay the piper, nigga.
But wasn't that on some stuff that happened like years ago? But then he ended up going back.
Well, what happened? Well, you know, warrants don't expire for real, for real. I mean, they do, but not really. He did. He what's the word I'm looking for?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, because it's looking real fishy. Allegedly, he hit some nigga in the head with a tequila bottle
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
in 2023, and he was supposed to go talk to the police, and he left.
Yeah,
It was over there in bitch ass England. He left from over there and came back. So he been over here chilling, having a good time, and he went back because he got an international tour going on. He went back for tour. That's why he paid that motherfucking crazy ass. Because initially they wasn't gonna let him out. They was gonna keep him until his next court date. But his next court date was gonna stop 2 of the shows from happening. And he's doing stadium tours over there. So nigga, you talking about 60, 70,000 people type shit.
Roll that money out.
Yeah.
I don't blame
So
that.
they came to an agreement on the bond. They're like 6.7 mil. Initially they wanted they was trying to talk him down to 5. They wouldn't go for 5. Gave him 6.7.
They want their money.
Yeah. I mean, but that also that kind of like reminds me of that Tory stuff too, though.
We're gonna talk all about Tory.
There you go.
Whenever you figure.
That shit's crazy.
You been looking into it?
I've been looking at it a little bit and to find out it was somebody else.
That's what they were saying the whole
The
time.
whole time, he just didn't.
Yeah, they were saying it was old girl Kelsey the whole time.
Yeah, we right back into that.
But you know, he got one of them. She got a congresswoman. She is
Down in Florida.
like full blown on his side, and she is digging into all of that shit. And she done pulled up so much goddamn evidence.
Where is he locked up at?
He's in
He's
California.
in California,
Okay.
but she's down in Florida. And
Is
that-
she?
Yeah, and that's where he was living at.
Okay.
He got a. That's where he stayed at, whatnot. So yeah, but
Because is he actually Canadian?
Yeah,
he
Okay, I
is.
thought so.
yeah, he's Canadian.
But you know, he resides here, and his pops reside here. So
Yeah, he's Canadian. A bunch of them niggas is Canadian.
but they full on citizens and stuff like that. So
Right.
He's still a Canadian. They gonna send his ass back to Canada when he get out.
You think so?
Yeah, unless he gets like out on like you didn't do it. If he serve his time and get out, they gonna send his ass back to Canada.
Is Canada gonna allow that?
But he's a Canadian resident.
Okay. They know they ain't let nobody over there, motherfucker. You got one look
Yeah,
and it's over. Like, nah, you got to go back, sir.
Because like them niggas be having
Turn
like,
away the trash.
niggas be having like work visas and dual citizenships and shit like that. Because like Drake is a Canadian resident. Like he lives in Toronto, but he got a big ass crib down in Texas.
Yeah, in Houston. Yeah.
He got a whole ranch down there. But like his the crib, the one that looks like a fucking work of art is in Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah, you got like a mausoleum in that thing.
He
almost.
had one of the most acclaimed designers of like the last 50 years designed that house for him. Nigga, it's like insane. Nigga, I've seen like a walk through that motherfucker. That bitch is insane, nigga.
Yeah.
They call it the where do you go when you go overseas and you got to go to like
Foreign exchange.
some shit like that, like the damn, I can't remember what the fuck. My bad, y'all.
You go
If you would have
overseas.
said like a couple more words,
Yeah,
I
I can't remember it at all.
Yeah.
But shit, what's your turn, NP?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm gonna talk about Tory after, since he brought him up after you
Oh, that's
after you
cool.
tell them one of those crazy stories you got over there.
I just ain't nothing but some good shit. It's LSD plus.
Uh-oh.
That's what I call it. Yeah. Said scientists have messed around with LSD and invented a new brain healing drug. So they say. Says researchers at UC Davis have fiddled with LSD at the atomic level and may have unlocked a potential game-changing treatment for schizophrenia. The new compound, known as JRT, might be able to repair the brain without making you trip balls. Said the scientists who posted their findings in the scientific journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences were toying with LSD atoms when they decided to, in their own words, do a tire rotation. It says this meant swapping the position of two atoms in LSD's molecular structure. It says that tiny change turned into a powerful hallucinogen.
Scientists be bored as shit.
It turned from a powerful hallucinogen into something that can regrow brain cells in mice and mend neural pathways without launching your consciousness into the cosmos.
Wow.
Do you know how hard you had to be tripping on balls when you and that motherfucker trying to recreate that drug? They had to be in there high as hell.
Or the mice.
Nah,
Yeah.
they didn't work too.
Yeah, they was like,
they was in there partaking to that too. Man. Come
one
on,
of them. One of them was high to even think about doing
right?
it.
Yeah,
You
that's
like,
true.
You know what?
If we just swap
Swap that one.
the Z and the C.
And it says JRT managed to reduce the negative symptoms of schizophrenia in mice, like cognitive fog and social withdrawal, without triggering the kinds of psychosis you really don't want in people already dealing with psychosis.
Yeah.
It says UC Davis chemistry professor David Olson said that JRT could eventually offer a safer, more targeted alternative to current meds like clozapine, which comes with side effects like emotional numbness and cognitive decline.
Yep.
This comes that's fucked up. This comes after it's been shown that LSD might also help with anxiety, and then it says it also worked as a potent antidepressant in mice,
It's definitely antidepressant.
proven to be 100 times more powerful than ketamine at a fraction of the dose.
Special K.
Of course, no one's handing out JRT prescriptions yet. Olson and his team are still testing the compound and other disease models and refining its synthesis. But the early signs are promising.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. I know as we like to dabble with the magical
Oh yeah,
shroomies, and with a lot of those like hallucinogenic joints, if you can teeter the line between hallucinating and just being
normal.
like floating,
Yeah.
you'll open up different parts of your brain that you didn't even know.
Shit, hell yeah.
That's how I feel like they was even getting into
Yeah.
it, because you had to already know what LSD do for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do.
They was already taking that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, you know
Shit,
what?
they was probably taking it back in high school. And
Yeah,
shit.
and I did that shit twice, and one time I took it too far and I jumped off a roof, but I grew wings.
And it was thought he was Red Bull.
I grew wings, nigga. I was 100%.
Super Dave Osborne.
No.
Getting shot out of cannons and stuff.
I'll take it.
What happened?
Right.
I'll
He
take
had
it.
the cape on and everything.
I'll take it further than that. I'm glad y'all enjoy yourselves. I'll tell you what really happened. I'll tell you how high I was. I sat there and watched wings grow out my back
Yeah, you was
and
tripping.
said, "Oh, I got to try these out."
You wasn't up high enough.
And
You couldn't catch the flight.
and I jumped off, landed in some bushes, got out the bushes, and said, "I ain't figured out how to use them yet," and went to get back on the roof. And Doughboy stopped me like, "You do not have wigs, nigga." He was rubbing my back like,
How
"Look."
did you jump off? Like feet first. Or
No,
you
like
get-
Hey. And he dove off with a double bluegill, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you should have did backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
Right to the tables.
No, luckily for me, it was like a one-story house like mine. But like, you ever seen like the one-story house that got like the little design where the roof is a little higher than it should be?
Yeah.
So it was a house like that. Like, and I climbed up the back part and I went up to the highest part in the front, and I thought I flapped my wings, and I took off, and as you would assume, I fell
man.
straight down to the ground.
I wish somebody had a Ring doorbell
Yeah,
camera.
no, yeah,
That'd
this
been
was-
floating around YouTube so
Yeah,
much.
this was probably 98, maybe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we didn't have none of that.
Yeah.
If somebody had a camcorder.
You had to have a big
Somebody had
one.
to have a camcorder.
Right.
Oh, sit up. So we can he get you the mic. But
But what I was saying with it, like, I tried that. I tried Special K. That's one of my special friends. I tried a lot of Special K. It takes you to a nice little place. You like unlock shit. I used to do PCP. That's a little too harsh. But it'll still take you.
I've been scared of any of that.
Oh no, not me.
I
Only
was
thing I didn't
afraid.
do was cracking heroin. That's the only thing I didn't do was cracking heroin.
I was afraid of all of
I
that.
tried all that other shit and meth. I ain't but meth really wasn't around like back then.
Nah,
That wasn't around, no.
You had
You gotta
like
trailer
crack
park to get that
acid,
shit,
you
yeah.
tripping that, you know.
Yeah.
But PCP. Oh my goodness.
The timers ain't up on this shit, nigga. I was selling that shit like 90 Go West, nigga. We was getting that shit. We was getting that shit by the gallon from out there in Cali, nigga. We was dipping. We was more cigarettes. We was dipping more left and right selling that shit. And I was getting higher than giraffe tonsils, nigga.
Somebody told me that they had dipped some gum in that joint and just popped it in and started chewing it. And just
They was there. That was crazy. I tell you, one time I saw my nigga. Because the way that you do them more is you take people. They use the more because of how dark it is. So you take it.
What is more?
It's a cigarette, but it's wrapped in brown paper instead of white paper.
like a Benson and Hedges.
Yeah,
Oh,
and they're long. And so the way that you would do it was say this was
slam.
say something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So say this is the more. We used to keep the shit in ginseng bottles. Like when we was out moving around, and a more fit right in the top of the ginseng bottle. And the way you do it is, depending on what a nigga wants to
dab
spend, you put it in there, and then you take it and you pull on it while it's not lit, and you can
Just
see
suck
the
it in.
liquid go further, and depending on how much a nigga spent, that's where you stop.
Oh,
So the nigga paid
Oh,
for
wow.
a quarter steak, you stop right there, you give him the steak. All right, so we was moving and grooving one time, but me and my guy was hiring a mink coat, and this nigga stuck the more into the ginseng and started pulling on it.
All the way to the butt.
Started pulling on it before he pulled it out, so it essentially turned into a straw.
Yeah.
Nigga,
nah.
the nigga with a mouthful of PCP, nigga. He was so high.
I bet.
Yeah, and we was all the reason he made that mistake is because we was already high. My nigga Jabo, man, rest in peace. But
Jeez.
he didn't die from that.
Nah, I know that, but I'm just saying, I
That's
know
crazy.
he was done for the rest of that day, pretty much. He was floating.
Yeah,
He was on cloud
Yeah.
nine.
but that's why I like the shrooms so much, because even if you take too much and start tripping, it's nothing compared to
Yeah.
the trips from those other situations.
Hey man, I must be a super lame.
But back to what I was saying, my bad. I didn't mean to start talking about the trip part. I meant to start talking about. That's why I understand people that microdose.
Yeah.
Because if you taking the right amount and you balancing that shit out, bro, you think with a different part of your brain. And I don't care what anybody say. You're not hallucinating as long as you find that balance.
I find it all the
Just, yeah, you just think with a different.
like you said, they unlocked
Yeah.
those
And it feels good. The only thing I don't like about it is the after effect, the stomach effect.
Shit.
Yeah. That shit's horrible.
My thing is, I understand they researchers and they, scientists and stuff like that, but how do they understand the how mice and stuff like that react.
Because they test on them niggas.
I'm just saying to the point, like, how do they know?
Because they didn't die. And they run more tests. Nigga, they kill hundreds of mice a year. Nigga.
Yeah, they do. Then they take their blood and all that. And
Yeah,
kind of like what he was doing in I Am Legend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Nigga,
Yeah.
them poor mice, nigga, they kill hundreds of them, thousands a year doing
Then
research.
I got that
nigga.
one Jacob. He's still here. He's like, oh, okay.
Like, I'm surprised Peter ain't came out about
Well,
that.
that's but I say that's why if you ever notice when like you watch like makeup commercials and shit like that,
Oh,
they be
yeah,
saying
yeah.
like not
Oh, yeah.
tested on
Oh, for
animals,
sure.
because they be testing
Rabbits and
crazy shit on animals to make sure it's not gonna break people out and fuck
Yeah,
people
especially
up
pigs and rats.
because they closest to our makeup.
Well, you remember they had to kind of like try to put a ban on.
Nigga,
like,
they don't
testing-
try to stop. They-
like monkeys. Remember they
Yeah.
were testing full on. They had monkeys in labs and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they gave a bunch of monkeys herpes one time when they escaped into Florida. Remember that shit video?
Herpes
There's a
monkeys.
bunch of herpes monkeys running around Florida.
Yeah.
They escaped.
They still out there. They ain't caught them
They
all.
didn't catch them. They had them on an island, and they was testing shit on them. And they gave them all herpes. And they was testing shit, and somehow the monkeys got off the island.
They said, fuck this.
And listen, bro, that's why I know the news should be hiding shit from us, because like 50 herpes monkeys escaped, and we never heard nothing else about it.
Not even a capture.
Not even captured.
They
They
probably
didn't have
killed
no.
them all.
They didn't have no stories about the herpes monkeys.
They hunted them all. They hunted them
Yeah, like 50
made
herpes
it
monkeys
over
escaped
Man,
off
but
the
if
south.
two herpes monkeys get together, I'm sure they got monkey baby, herpes babies.
Monkey herpes.
all.
baby.
They got them all together. Speaking of monkeys, shit, I didn't write it down, but I seen it. Another, what was it, chimpanzee? Then tore his
On his face off.
on his face
yeah,
off.
I ain't know, but they be doing it. They
Is
be
it
on
the
there.
same fucking woman every fucking time?
Well, I mean,
It's
I
always
they had
a
to
woman.
Yeah,
She
I
got
know.
it. It's like, what the fuck? It's like I'm waiting for the fucking Bloomington story next. Some little white girl that got talked, they got snatched up on a bike trail.
by a monkey.
Oh,
No, just by every
Yeah.
10 years, some little white girl in Bloomington just magically gets
yep.
disappeared down in Bloomington off a bike trail.
You know,
It do be close to like the colleges too, like
Yeah.
like the one that happened by Purdue
well, you
with
know,
the two girls
we
on
know
the train
predators.
track.
Predators prey,
Yeah.
bro. You go
Yeah, they
to
do.
where it's easy picking.
You're right.
Drunk
That's-
white girls walking around at night.
That's why it's
Or
always
riding bikes.
That's why it's always been. So we were talking about Broad Ripple that other time, but that's why it's always been so much heavy police presence in Broad Ripple.
Yeah.
because there's so many bars, so many drunk little white girls, so many, and that's why the police
Yeah.
wasn't really out there messing with people.
Yeah.
That was one of the only places in the city where the police would just be out there chilling. You could walk by drunk as shit. They'd just be like, man, be
Still
careful.
drinking. You
Yeah.
can drink. You can be having a cup.
But then you got to think about it, that too. That's why he built those garages, because everybody's parking in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you got creepy motherfuckers that just
But I
will move
told
over
you- I
there.
told you
It's dark in the mug down the
Exactly.
I don't know if that was the last part we was talking about when I think I stopped that girl from getting.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, this girl was in Broad Ripple, and I was walking back to my car, and this. I think I might have been leaving Jermaine O'Neal's club, so that let you know
Seven,
how long the
Club
seven. let
Seven,
you
yeah.
know how
You was
long
down there
this
by the
was.
Kroger.
By the
The old
Kroger,
Kroger's,
but
yeah.
past the Kroger, and
There's a
like
church.
into the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I was walking to go to my car. There was a girl walking to her car, and it was some motherfuckers following her. And she like walked up on me and like pretended I was her boyfriend. Like, hey baby, slow down, babe. Why you walking so fast? Like
Yeah.
type shit. And I realized what was happening, so I played along.
Yeah.
And then she ended up getting to her. I walked her to her car, and she ended up
She was
getting
good.
But yeah, but they was on some creepazoid shit. They was
Oh,
following her
yeah.
down the dark street
Man, cause all of those streets, once you get out of the strip, all of those streets right there are dark.
because it's
all the way down.
neighborhood. It's just a
Yeah,
it's a
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
Yep.
Well, at least you helped her.
Yeah.
There was a story this past week of a chick that did the same thing. That walked up to another dude because she was getting followed,
Yeah.
and he raped her too.
Jesus
No.
Christ.
Yeah, he raped her.
Damn.
It was like, how does your savior turn around and be your captive?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's wild. That's wild.
Dabble on the Tory real quick. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna claims to have new compelling evidence that Tory is innocent. She alleged innocent proven Tory Lanez is innocent, expected to release. Okay, that was when she was expecting to release it, but she says Luna says newly surfaced body cam footage and medical records show Megan Thee Stallion initially claimed she stepped on glass and wasn't shot. The forensic evidence in Lane's case was deeply flawed. 0.01% chance of DNA on the file of his DNA on the firearm. Zero DNA on the magazine. No fingerprints anywhere on the weapon. DNA from 4 individuals was found. Tory wasn't even the primary contributor. The gunshot residue test was never performed on others, and he had minimal gunshot residue on himself. And so nobody raises more doubt. And she just goes on and on. She got so much, like she got a petition. I don't know if Tory was nailing her to the cross. I don't know.
Nah, but they said it was like 800, over 800,000 people who
Yeah.
signed this petition already. They getting close. They might already touch 1 million now.
Damn.
And then, we
crazy.
talked about the other day after the stabbing, the bodyguard came out and was basically saying that old girl shot instead of, because the story that I always heard, like
It was always
rumblings-
her.
Well, the story that I always heard on the rumblings was they got to arguing because he was fucking the girl,
Right.
and then the girl found out, and the girl and Meg was best friends, but then he had been fucking Meg too. So they found out.
Oh,
They
right.
got into a big ass argument.
I'd have climbed that tree too.
Yeah, they got into a big ass argument, and they said that old girl. The word was old girl got to popping at Meg, and he smacked the
Slapped
gun
her
out of her
hand.
hand.
Yep.
And that's what the neighbor. That's what he was supposed to say when he got on the stand, but he said some whole other shit, and that was kind of like the dagger and the shit. But that's been like the word on the thing the whole time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was, and basically they was saying that he didn't want to like tell on, because they was playing some of his music when he was kind of like talking about his music. He didn't want to tell on her because he was kind of trying to protect both of them,
Yeah.
and which he shouldn't. He didn't think he was, even if he got convicted, he didn't think he was gonna get that much time
Right.
on a first case with no priors.
Valid. And on top of it, because he knew he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, but even with that, like 10 years is a very
it's a long
long
time.
time for a first offense.
Well, because they made it a super public, it was a
Yeah, you gotta live forever with stab marks.
high
Yeah.
profile case. And given the fact that he didn't testify to say that he did not.
But they usually
and
don't. They usually don't let them on the. They usually don't let the person being charged. Your defense usually
Right.
heavily advises against it.
But he also didn't. He said that he wouldn't.
Yeah, and he's also filed an appeal saying that he believes that his defense was compromised.
Oh, for sure.
By like somebody on the other side.
Oh,
Like
without
his
a doubt.
lawyers didn't do what he paid them to do. They did some whole other shit, and there wasn't nothing he could do about it.
Gotcha.
And then she was playing both fields. She was playing the field. She was already in cahoots with Megan's team. So he was already losing a case that it didn't even get started yet.
Yeah,
And he was
that's
already
crazy.
losing.
And then
And-
like old girl that they think actually did it, she made sure, which is kind of a telltale sign too.
Plead the
Before
fifth.
she agreed, no. Before she agreed to
Immunity.
talk, she asked for immunity.
Yep.
In case anything came out about her in the case, she couldn't be charged with it. So if you ain't did nothing, why would you ask for immunity? And they gave it to her.
Damn.
Already assuming that she ain't had nothing to do with it. Which was crazy because she was the main one. She was the one that did it.
That's crazy.
And then, like, even with because he didn't even really go to jail technically for shooting her. He went to jail for possessing a firearm. And if the situation was that he wasn't the one who possessed the firearm, then it's all still all the way bad.
Yep.
But prayers for everybody involved.
Hopefully they let my man out, man, because I hate to see a person be in jail.
I
for
just
something
need
he
that
didn't do.
music, man.
Yeah,
A lot of this
put
shit
out-
out here is trash, man. That
Hey,
nigga's great.
his the album he
The
put
shit he
out while
putting
he
out
was
from prison is fire.
that
Over the
was-
phone.
Yes, and they said that he was getting ready to put out a whole nother album this summer.
Yeah.
he said it was gonna be like a mixture of like the Chickmunks meet Michael Jackson meets. It was like a whole mixture of something else because that dude. he can hit every genre.
He's extremely creative.
Yeah, because he
Oh,
can
yeah,
he can do
yeah.
pop, he can do rap, he can do.
Nigga, that alone at the prom where he remade all them motherfucking 80
80
songs,
songs.
is the hardest shit I've heard forever. I still listen to this shit
I
right
still
now.
listen to. It's on my phone right now.
It's so hard. That nigga stole the whole Madonna song and she was complaining about it. And the whole internet said, "Bitch, shut up. This is hard."
He was like, I ain't even get to give my kiss for something done. He figured he was gonna be able to because everybody knew how hard that mug was.
Let's see. CB's out. Big U's tripping.
Really?
Big Eugene, he tripping.
No. Big U in California, the one that's on the that just got locked up on the RICO and all that.
Ain't his name Eugene?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his real name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eugene Henley. This nigga's trying to represent himself.
He's probably trying to save some money.
Big U, no, his lawyer dropped out.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Dipped out on him.
Big U to
Damn.
represent himself in federal
That's
RICO
scary.
case after
That's
attorney drops out.
So I don't want nothing to do with that shit.
The LA street figure Big U plans to represent himself in a federal RICO case after his lawyer backed out. Attorney Arturo Hernandez filed to drop him as a client, blaming a total breakdown in trusted communication.
Damn.
Big U, also known as Eugene Henley Jr., has been in federal lockup since March 19th, and he told the court he doesn't have the money to hire a new attorney. Back on March 17th, Big U and 18 other allegedly tied to the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips got hit with a massive federal indictment. The charges, blah, 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 blah. We all know all that shit. We talked about it already. But this nigga said the judge ain't gonna let him do that. They're gonna have to try and give him a public pretender.
I still say no jumper had a lot to do with that.
It did. My thing is, a lot of people self-incriminate themselves.
That's what I was about to say. Look, yes, No Jumper had a lot to do with it because he gave them all a place to talk.
There you go.
But if let's just you because you're here. If you sit down right now and out of nowhere tell us about some shit that you ain't got no business telling,
cutting the mic off. Hey, unplug all this. We out of here. No, this is
straight
stupid.
up.
Why? But for them, they think, oh, this is gonna be viral. This is gonna go viral.
the same reason that nigga broke out of jail and was on somebody live, nigga, because people nowadays are stupid.
Stupid.
And they don't know how to shut the fuck up.
I mean, yeah, but we see that from the young kids and stuff like that now. They going live while they out here doing dumb stuff.
At least they're young, though.
Yeah, these is grown ass.
But these are grown men.
These grown-ass men that should know better.
I think they getting caught up in the hype of trying to be relevant.
They trying to
with
be
a lot of
famous,
stuff.
bro.
That part.
Niggas is trying to be famous. And to be completely honest with you, Big U was still maneuvering the right way. Just the niggas around him wasn't. He was still maneuvering like a nigga our age and older should maneuver when doing crimes. Just the niggas around him wasn't, and they was able to connect him to a lot of shit because he's a head nigga.
Yeah.
Plus, he's the leader of the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so they definitely gonna go after him.
But in his position, he shouldn't be saying nothing.
'Cause all that's a RICO, right?
He need to be sitting back chilling.
Yeah, he was. Well, and he kind of technically was.
Nah.
But they just.
Now when you get on the no jumper,
he never
I
got
know
on-
that,
he
but I'm
never
just
got
saying
on
that
jumper.
his peoples.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't tell them niggas what to do. Man.
Nah, you can't, but.
I
niggas
mean,
went and told it.
but when you the leader, you kind of can.
But when you ain't portraying yourself as the leader,
He's trying to lay low because he
Yeah.
already knew he had that stuff on him. He had too much hovering over his head.
yeah, he I don't fuck with nigga no way because he got my man's killed. So I hope they put him under the motherfucking jail, nigga, bitch, hoe ass nigga,
Yeah.
big uterus.
What's that one? What's that one dude's name? It's always on the
Brick
no
Baby?
jumper. That the
Brick
dude.
Baby and what's the
Are
other
you
dude?
talking about 5'9", 6'9",
the
6'9" crap?
Who?
Talking about my man,
The crackhead.
the drunk,
something God.
Crip Mac.
Crip Mac.
Oh, Crippy Mac?
Yeah.
I like Crippy Mac. I got respect for Crip Mac.
He in jail for a pistol
Five,
charge.
five.
Five
Yeah. I mean,
He is 6 to the sitch.
he just, you know what's crazy? He jumped on the podcast after he got in a fight.
And got out of jail.
And then he and held himself. He was like, "Fuck it, you know, it
He
is what
still
it is."
he locked up on a pistol case. He went to jail a few months before any of that shit even happened.
Yeah, I don't think he was
caught
part
with-
of that shit.
No, hell no. He wasn't a roller 60 nigga. He was a 5'5". 5'5". 5'5". 5'5".
See, I seen him when he was on Drewski. He was fighting all them niggas. on
Yeah.
Drewski.
Yo, so that's what I wanted to talk about. Have y'all seen the new Drewski, like Love and Hip Hop?
Oh,
series?
it's over, but yeah, I seen it.
You
they
seen
had
it?
they got a reunion show for it.
Did you
I
see
haven't
the?
watched. I watched the clips. I haven't watched.
Have
it.
you seen the episode where it was like the top 10? And so you know, like when you make it and stuff like that, he told them go take a dip in the pool,
Yeah.
or whatever like that. They had the top 10 girls lined up next to the pool. It was this big girl, I forget her name. She was dancing. She was like, "Oh, I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be good." She was like, "Oh, I gotta go pee," and just start peeing on herself right there in front of her. Before they got into the pool, she just started pissing on herself. And I was like, ugh. I was like, she better not jump because everybody else jumped in the pool. I was like, you better not jump your big.
it's
She
chlorine.
jumped in. I was like,
The funniest,
Chlorine, baby.
hey, the funniest shit I've ever seen. You can go on YouTube, look at some of the videos where the people be having that whatever that chemical is in the pools that change the
Oh,
water to
yeah.
like dark blue or something. If
Dark
dark
blue
pee,
and red, yeah.
but did
that's
you,
hilarious.
did y'all do y'all understand that chlorine really doesn't have a smell?
No,
It's-
it's when the piss
It's
mixes
when a
with it.
so
That's what that smell is.
Yes.
the
So
chlorine
anytime-
smell.
That
so
water
anytime
is-
you actually like when you
that's
say
piss.
I smell pool water,
That's pee.
that's somebody that peed in the pool.
That's why I don't go in pools no more. You just in the pool, just a pissing.
Yucky.
So I got
I got some cutty in the pool one time. It was trash.
Ugh. Ugh,
that's not
cool
good for
on
her.
that, Yeah,
Not
Or
good for you either.
Right in your pee pee hole.
Yeah, swim right up in there.
Had worse things up there.
Yo, I don't want to hear about penis popping. So no, none of that.
Luckily,
We started off with ass.
Yeah, right.
Everybody has an ass. But
You just flipped the script.
he did a 180.
luckily, I made it out of that scenario where nothing happened. Except for pool sex is trash. Like any of that, well, shower sex is trash. Pool sex is trash. Jacuzzi sex is
Too much
trash.
water and
It
stuff.
takes away from the natural.
That's just because of the
Yeah,
shower.
that-
Your big ass can't hold on to the bar. You gonna pull that motherfucking house down,
Man,
nigga.
he's tearing up the whole shot.
What do I do with this?
Turn around, girl.
My whole floor is wet. Shut up, bitch. Hold on to this bar. I can lift you.
Yeah, man. That is how I do it too. I'm a bully everywhere I go. I'm a bully everywhere I go.
Man. He told me today, he was like, hey, he's like, when I go to the gym and there's like too many people or something, he's like, I just sit down. He's like, I just sit down on the bench when I know somebody's working on it. He's like, I just sit down on it. What you gonna do?
That's the same with shoes.
he said the last time he did, he said the dude was just fiddling with the weights before he had to get
No, he wasn't.
Bro, they call me the gym bully, man. I mean, that talking crazy and talking crazy to people and
fucked
random strangers and
Man, look.
be cussing out the Africans and shit.
Oh man. Yeah.
Cussing niggas out left and right.
Ooh, boy, that's fucking funny.
Oh, man.
Do they come in stinking? I'm not even
Not
gonna
a
go there.
yes. Yes. Because it was these two African women.
They be musty.
I call them my ugly babies, right? Because they bodies was banging, but they was ugly. So they go my little ugly babies right there. Nigga, and I got too close to one of them one time. Boy, that motherfucker was, nigga, I couldn't even look at her no more.
Arms, ass, or cooch?
All of the above.
Probably so.
All of the above. Smell like she crawled out of a dumpster and put on new clothes.
Oh,
Ooh.
The little black one used to have a little bubble butt. She looked like Predator, looked like female Predator.
You got a whiff of that.
I got a whiff of it. Bro got a whiff of it first. Buster.
Yeah.
He came over, tapped me. He was like, "Go over there to your girl, nigga. See what's going on over there." I walked by. I said, "Oh my god."
that should be illegal.
Yeah.
Man.
That's an offense.
Then the second ugly baby nigga in the middle of her workout, nigga, she stopped and sat on a bench and ate lunch, nigga. She ate like that foo-foo shit and all that
You
shit.
can do that?
No.
No.
So
I don't work out in the gym, so I'm like, y'all can do that?
no. I looked
Your
over.
regimen?
I looked over. Was like, like I mean, you might see a nigga eat a little protein bar or something.
Yeah.
Nigga, she sat down, Tupperware. Nigga sat down, opened up 3 lids, nigga, and started eating.
Anybody say something to her?
No.
Nah, ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
But-
that's just gym etiquette. That
But here's
ain't
the
it.
thing. When she got done with that, between the smell she already had and then the smell of coming out of her pores of the food already over there, and that nigga, that whole corner was,
Ugh.
they needed to tape that bitch off. That whole corner was,
That's fucked up.
then them niggas don't respect no personal space. I
they
had one
don't.
too close to me the other day, tried to cut the line. I cussed him out for about being in the line. Then the nigga kept eyeing me while we was working out. Finally, I was like, nigga, what, you all right?
He was thinking about
Oh, no.
No, he was thinking about hunting you.
Hey.
That nigga was like, I'm gonna get this.
Yeah,
Nah,
you
it
better
ain't
have
happening.
it.
And I'm
It ain't
getting-
happening because I can tell you right now, this is the first time I done went to the gym in the evening in a long time and stuff like that. And I was kind of just hoping for some, some excitement. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it wasn't nothing popping.
Nigga.
We was first of all,
We too deep.
it was too deep, and we got a bunch of dudes like Casper. It's him and Big Mike. We call them the Silverbacks. They in there just moving things around. I mean, they just be
No, he
moving
did
weight.
something back too.
But nah, I wouldn't.
We be
I
in
mean,
there.
it was-
We be in there with 400 some odd pounds in the bar. Them niggas be all peeking
They
around
be
the corner
spectating.
and watching.
Nah, man, I
it.
told you what they used to tell me when you and Pat used to go up there to LA Fitness when we
yeah.
were working at
This
O'Neal
is,
Steel.
this is Pat's brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get out of here,
yeah.
man. That's my brother. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? No, I be.
This is Pat's brother.
Yeah,
This-
well, they used to come in.
he was part of me, him,
So
him,
you
and
older
Pat.
than Pat then?
Huh?
You older than Pat?
No, you
No,
younger.
he's younger.
I mean, I'm
He's
younger
younger.
than him.
Really?
Yeah, about 3 years.
Me, back when Pat lived over there, when we started working out together,
Yeah.
it was me, Pat, Ant, and our nigga D.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
how, yeah.
So the niggas that used to come
Get
up,
money crew.
they used to come up and play basketball with y'all from O'Neal Steel. They would come back into work like, man, your brother and his friends, man, he's got some big Hulk friends, and they just be in there juggling weights. I'm like, they do what? They be just in there juggling weights like it's a fucking circus. I was like,
Man, I'm telling you,
I don't work out with them niggas.
Hey, don't get it twisted though. Pat was moving stuff too.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he still had the stuff up in his crib and stuff like that. You know, a lot of hard times, but that's my nigga. You know,
Yeah, that's my dog.
Hey, much love for sure, for sure. And we be trying to, anytime we feel like he might be down and out, we pull him up. You know what I'm saying? We always reach out and make sure everything.
That's how I always tell the nigga the story about the first time I met Pat. It was one of the weirdest scenarios in the world. We all were very close to people, but never met.
Yeah,
Me and Pat.
I introduced them niggas.
Yeah, because,
We came over here with me.
yep. So that was the first time, but I forgot I met him that day.
Okay.
But my first workout partner when I got really into my gym shit back in 2006, 2007 is a nigga named Steve CB. Him and Pat like best friends.
Yeah, I know CB.
So CB would always tell Pat like, man, if I need to get you and Casper to the gym together, this shit'll be special. And Pat knew me because you had brought him over one time.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd ever seen him since then. But then Pat's other best friend is my nigga Armstrong, which is like my nigga since forever. So finally, one day when I moved across the street from Pat, Armstrong was over there and Pat was like, hey man, I think Casper lives across the street from me, bro, but I just ain't said nothing to the nigga yet because I'm not sure. So just make sure. So at this time, no one knew where I lived at. I had just moved over there. Like I just been there a few months. And Armstrong called me one day. It was like it was Christmas time, and you could see the Christmas tree from my window. Nigga called me one day. It was one night and was like, "Nice Christmas tree, bro." So where the fuck are you at? He said, "Come outside." So he had a Hummer at the time. He sitting in front of my house in the Hummer. So what the fuck are you doing over here? Why do you know? He said, "Pat live across the street." I said, "I thought that was Pat, but I didn't fucking." And so then after that, we got together, and that's when we started running. Like yeah, that's my nigga. But it was so many different people that we knew, like very closely for us not to have like really been in the same room.
Right.
Together is weird. Nigga,
So what's really crazy though, Casper, because I lived over there in Carriage House.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's my hood. You know, that's what
Okay.
I remember Casper when he was younger.
Yeah, because he older than me.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
he would be out there running around and stuff like that with some of the other young cats and
Larry,
stuff like that.
with Larry and all them.
Larry and all them. So I'm
Larry,
like,
Furley, Mice.
so then like when I started like going back to that, he was like, damn. He was like, yeah. He was like, man, I don't really remember you, but I was like, yeah, but I remember how he was and stuff like that because he was like the only real light skinned dude that was running around.
Wild
with
as
him and
shit.
stuff like that.
Wild as shit with no shirt on. Only everybody else dark skinned.
Right. Because like we had what was Moonhead, and all them stuff like that. So I was like, I was like that.
Yep, because I used to run out, but all them niggas is like your age. Moonhead, Sid, Head, Craig, all them niggas is. Yeah. Fun times, man. Fun times are real
Sure.
time. You know what time it is? You got another story?
I got two more.
Okay, yeah, I'm all out of currents.
All right, I got the first one is banning soda. They both got to deal with banning. It says the first state bans buying soda with food stamps through USDA waiver and MAHA movement.
Yeah, that's what they own.
It says Nebraskans on the Federal Nutrition Assistance Program, known as food stamps, will no longer be able to purchase soda or energy drinks with their benefits after the U.S. Department of Agriculture accepted a waiver request from the state. So the change is the first of its kind, and it is a historic step to make America healthy again. So MAHA.
And I'll tell you one thing. Because I heard them talking about that. They're trying to get motherfuckers not to buy. They're trying to make it you can't buy fast food with food stamps. That's what they're trying to do.
And a bunch of junk food because they was.
Oh no, I didn't mean to say fast food. I mean because you
Junk
can't
food.
buy fast food
Yeah.
with food stamps. I'm
Junk
glad you
food.
caught that junk food.
Yeah.
But they're heavily disregarding how the ghetto works. I know where I can go get gasoline and tennis shoes with food stamps, let alone energy drinks and soda.
I mean, but damn, don't put it out there.
Whatever, nigga.
I mean, but this is Nebraska. You
They-
gotta,
yeah,
you gotta
but
be the illest nigga in Nebraska, fool.
It's the illest nigga there. It's the illest nigga there.
Ain't too many.
He gonna snitch on you too.
Nigga, one time
I don't
I
like
was
these
at-
niggas buying this pop.
One time I was at my favorite spot. Which I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
Buying off all
I
damn
don't like that shit.
I can't get my damn Mountain Dew.
One time I'm at one of my favorite motherfucking places to go, and I had one of them blue visas. And goddamn it, you know, like when you go to get the shit, you put the shit that goes on the blue visa up there. He like, I'm gonna pay for that with the blue visa, and then I need some other shit. I put the shit up there,
And it rang up.
and he was bringing that shit up. He said, "What else you need?"
Yeah.
I said, "I need a." This is back in the. I said, "I need a pack of Newports and 25 on pump 3." Nigga said. I said. He said.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The
man.
spot over by my old spot, and I can talk about them because they got ran up. That shit was all over the news. Over on 30th and Emerson back in the day when I stayed over by Lamplighter. Nigga, you could go in that motherfucker, get a pack of Newports, 2 Black and Milds, some chicken, 3 2-liters, a white T-shirt, and a pair of Air Force Ones. Nigga, and swipe that motherfucking.
They will take it.
McClure's right there. McClure's right here on the corner.
Oh yeah.
You should be able to. I don't care what you want to get. You can get a full tank of gas out of that thing.
But that's why I said, like, even the go around these parts with the gas stations that sell like cooked chicken, they'll let you pay for it and they'll charge you $1 to cook it.
Yeah, they sell it to you raw.
So they're selling
What?
you because you
Because it's
can't buy
cold.
cooked. You can't buy cooked food.
Yeah.
Right.
With a food stamp card.
Right.
So the go around is they sell you the raw chicken,
Yeah,
and then they charge you $1 cash to cook it.
but it's already cooked.
But you pay
Technically.
them. But you
Yeah,
paid them for the
yeah.
process.
And they
of
also
cooking.
I
get
get
away.
that
They
part,
also
yeah.
get away with it because they're not considered a food like
A
a
fast
restaurant.
food joint,
It's
yeah.
considered like a deli or a convenience
Right.
store.
Yep.
Because that's why they got to have like shit in the front
Yep.
for you to look like there's food in there.
And
And
It's
I
a
found
bodega.
out. And I found out why that motherfucking gas station on 30th and Mid offered the blue with the not the one across the street.
No, the other one.
I found out why the chicken's so fire.
Why?
It's an old black lady back there cooking that shit.
Well, she must have been back there for
you
years.
talking about over there where Chester's is at?
Yeah, Chester's right there.
I've been with them
Yeah,
since
dude,
before they was Chester.
wow.
Listen, bro, she
Back
came
when
out.
they was
Slapping in that
She
thing.
came out the other day, goddamn, and put some of them tenders out there for old black somebody grandmama. I said, oh,
yeah, back when they was Sunoco.
yeah,
Yeah, but I'm telling you, boy, I used to go in there and get 3 tenders with the potato wedges.
Potato wedges.
And boy,
$3 for a dollar.
I'm
I used
telling
to get
you,
a bag of gizzards, not gizzards, chicken livers.
Yep.
Or mushrooms, because they didn't even have mushrooms on the motherfucking menu. You had to just know that they had
Yeah,
mushrooms.
they got them back there. You just gotta tell them.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta tell them it's not on the menu.
Mm.
Because everybody's like, where you get the mushrooms from? I'm like, nigga, it's up here. What you talking about?
it's not on the menu.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how many other people, but I like thighs, chicken thighs. I like dark meat. Man, I go in there and fucking 3-4 thighs, couple wedges, couple of them hard ass biscuits. I'm gonna beat a nigga to death with them biscuits. I
but
love
this,
my bread sometimes.
But this
Wrap
says
them
that
up, put them some
the,
wet pepper towels and put them in the microwave.
says the change will take effect on January 1st of 2026. Said impacting nearly 150,000 Nebraskans on SNAP. And so, it says 6 other states, Arkansas, Colorado, Kansas, Indiana, Iowa, and West Virginia
Yeah, they
have
were
also
talking
shown
about it.
interest in similar waivers.
They been talking about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
So-
I said, man, they heavily they're really discrediting how savvy
Right.
They
the
should have been
lower-
and did that, though.
the lower income community is.
And you know what? You know why this happened? We all know why this happened. We talked about that lady.
What? Which one?
That bitch that went to Walmart, bought them fucking cans of pop. She was trying to dump them all in the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah.
why this shit is happening.
Yep.
Because her dumb, stupid ass. But
Yeah.
ain't nobody going to blame her but us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's probably other motherfuckers out there doing it. But she just fucked the game up for everybody.
I'll tell you something that's weird though. This is why I say like they really got the game fucked up with the snap with the blue visa with the snap shit. You can't go to the grocery store and buy protein drinks with it.
You can't?
No, but I can buy.
But that's supposed to be healthy.
But I can buy soda and energy drinks.
I guess that's a recreational healthy.
Yeah, they're trying to
You can't because I had that motherfucker one time and I was in that bitch running it up, getting shit for the house, and I had grabbed a couple things of muscle milk.
And they said you
And
got
when I got to the
a
thing,
dollar amount left
when I got
over.
to it, I said, "Well, what didn't ring up? Bitch, I didn't buy no deodorant or no because
Yeah.
usually,
It is separated.
if you got that, like if I got that shit and I got a blue visa on hand and I got toiletries and all that shit, I put all that shit at the very end of the motherfucker so
Yeah.
that I know."
You know what that is.
Yeah, and so, but I didn't have any of those things. So when they got done ringing it up and it calculated, because it's got to take the when you use it,
The
it's got to
discount
calculate,
taxes
it's
back
got to
on
take the
them.
taxes off because there's no state tax on
I don't know that.
on that shit. So you got to take that shit off. And when it popped up, there was a dollar amount. I said, "Well, what's?" She was like, "Oh, the muscle milks, they're not covered under that." I said, "Why the hell not?" She said, "I don't know." I said, "Nigga, they're literally good for you."
Yeah.
But I got this motherfucking 24 case of Red Bulls, and that's fine.
I used to be sponsored by them.
You did.
Red Bull?
No, muscle milk.
Oh, for real?
I had a muscle milk.
If I go far enough back on my Instagram, that's the first time I ever met this nigga. He convinced me to be in an ad campaign on his Instagram. He was like, "Hey man, hold this, take this picture."
I gave him the pack. I was like, "Here, you want to try this? Here, go ahead, just hold it up so I can take this picture."
The nigga gave me the pack during the workout. And when we got done working out, he's like, "How you like that?" I was like, "It was pretty good." He was like, "Cool, hold this." And
The thing is, I wasn't even trying to sell it to him. I just wanted him to try to tell me how he thought that it was. I was like, "All right, that's cool." On some drug dealers.
That
type shit.
nigga Rick said the first time I met him, nigga was running around selling that shit. I said, yeah. I said in the gym.
Ain't nothing wrong
And this
with it.
nigga know Rick's, he know Rick's wife. It's such a small world.
Yeah, I've been on her for a long time.
Man, look.
I know her little cousin.
Yeah, it's such a small fucking world.
Anytime
The
you're
first
on
time I
the
put
east
a
side
picture-
anytime you're on the east side of that, boy, you gonna run across everybody.
Oh, I'm an East Sider.
I put
Yeah,
a
I'm an
picture up. That
Eastsider.
nigga called me. Said, "Is that Rick?" I said, "Yes."
True east siders right here.
That is true, because when I was like that, I know that nigga.
Yeah, nigga said, "Is that
That's
Rick?"
just how it is. Even if you ain't never really seen the dude, you like, hey, I know him.
Yep.
That's just how it go.
This one is the last one for Currents. This is the banning of McDonald's dine-in. Y'all heard about that?
No,
9 a.m.
dining.
Dine-in.
Oh,
You can't go in there and sit down.
No way.
Well, a McDonald's restaurant is banning dine-in service for every customer under age of 21.
Oh,
So it says a McDonald's restaurant has barred anyone under 21 from stepping inside after a spate of brawls involving teenagers. It says the Virginia fast food joint in Fairfax County has brought in the restriction after a number of incidents with the local high school just across the street, basically. So motherfuckers are skipping lunch, going to McDonald's or
Yeah.
skipping classes, and then they causing fights.
Yeah, that makes sense.
they well, I'll tell you after you finish.
It says the sign states, due to repeated incidents of student violence, this McDonald's location is temporarily closed for dine-in service to anyone under 21 years of age. This decision was made to protect our staff, guests, and our community. It says adults are still here to serve you. Please ring the doorbell and a team member will assist you.
You just can't come in here.
Yeah, they can't even come to the doors, not
They
even the
gon-
double doors.
They're gonna put you in the parking lot like that. That's how Waffle House is still operating after COVID.
Yeah, it says let's see, hold on, let's see.
So they carding at the doors.
Basically, it says speaking to the news crews outside, one complaint said these kids are off the chain. He said, expressing over the dismay over the disrespect she's witnessed from the younger crowd. Said another patron remarked on the necessity of safety within such an establishment, asserting, "It's a company. It should be a safe environment for families to enjoy their food." Says, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, this the motherfucking youngsters.
It's a couple spots. That's what I was about to say before you got on. It's a couple spots. Okay, so my kids go to LC, and there's a school that kids from LC and LN attend called McKenzie. It's on like 75th and Shaylin ish. It's right over there by the Starbucks and the Wendy's and the
Oh, okay, I know you at.
Yeah.
In that little plaza.
yeah, behind the plaza.
Okay.
Like there's the plaza, then right behind the plaza is the fire department. Right across the street from that fire department is a school called McKenzie, and it's they specialize in that's where you go for like career shit. You get like dual credit courses and shit there, and kids from LC go there and LN, and they go there for 2-3 periods a day, and then they go back to their regular schools.
Right.
Well, a lot of those places around there had to damn near do something similar to that because the kids would be skipping and going over to like that Wendy's, that Starbucks, what's that fish place? Kapelinger.
Shit.
You know what
Kaplingers.
Yeah,
Kapling.
Kaplingers.
It's right there. They damn near on that same time. Like they don't let kids really come over there during like school hours.
Shit, for a while, Village Pantries wasn't letting kids bring
Yeah.
backpacks in their stores. And they was only letting one kid in at a time.
Yeah.
Well, because they was in there stealing everything.
Yeah,
so
When we had that village pantry right down here, nigga, I used to wipe them down like a newborn
we
baby.
all
You understand
did.
me?
that village pantry. I don't even
Yeah, we all
understand
did.
how that village pantry even stayed open as long as it did. 'Cause
Hey,
I
look.
kid you not, we walked out of there with something in our hands.
I
Or
tell
in
you,
our pockets.
the funniest story in the world, nigga. We went in that motherfucker. And we was stealing one time, right? And I got caught. It's me and Doughboy. There's this old lady. What's that? Martha. This old lady, the old white lady named Martha. She had one of her legs was longer than the other one. She had this little funny limp.
She's a Wayne head.
And Martha was like, listen, you see, I know you got that stuff in your pocket. I said, what's in my pocket? Yeah, that's exactly how she was. old white lady with a fat old ass. But,
I guess it did wiggle there.
but she was like, because when you work at a gas station, you gotta do shit like mop the floors, restock shit, blah blah blah, all these things that she couldn't do because of her situation. Nigga, one day I got caught stealing. Nigga, she's like, I see that shit in your pocket. I'm like, I ain't got nothing in my pocket. She like, look, we not here for that right now. I got a proposition for you and him. Talking to me and Doughboy. She said, if y'all come in here and help me do these things every day, I will give both of y'all a plastic bag apiece, and y'all can fill it up with whatever you desire.
Get out of here.
Swear to God. My right hand to God. Nigga, we used to go in that motherfucker after school. Nigga, mop the floor, stock the cigarettes, clean the bathroom, all the shit she was supposed to do.
Right.
She couldn't do none of that shit, so she would just sit behind the register, and it was shit that because they didn't spring to hire 2 employees, it was shit she literally couldn't do.
Yeah.
Because how I was supposed to go clean the bathroom when there's nobody here to watch the register.
Right. Yeah.
So she was like, I needed to be able to do this to keep my job. Nigga, we would go in there with a game plan. And we're going to do all this shit. All right, boom. You get the chips and the pop in the can. I'm going to get 5 frozen pizzas. Nigga, I was still in cartons of Newports, nigga.
The thing,
she said I could take whatever I wanted to. I'm come behind it. I'd be stocking the cigarettes. Nigga, I take a carton and stick it in my plastic bag, nigga.
that VP had the sweetest setup to steal out of because when you walk through the door, they had their cash registers on this side.
Yeah.
We're over by where the donuts and shit was.
But there's already there's a thing right here where you can just take anything and just walk right out the door. If you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And all the aisles was way on the other side of the store. Nigga,
Right.
you get
So
something to walk to the back of the aisle and put it in your shit.
And then walk right on out.
And they ain't really had them cameras. They just had them mirrors.
Y'all Village Pantry was my 21st and Shaylin's Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I remember
And it was still a block.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So the registers up front, and you had just 2 aisles.
Yep.
And as soon as we fill that motherfucker up with people, we just go around and have a free for all.
Yep.
I remember.
There's only so many people you can watch.
Yeah.
that part. I remember.
That's
we
how I
used to
got
try to
jammed
do
up that day. It was in that motherfucker. Wasn't nobody else in there but me and him. And goddamn it, I was going crazy.
Do y'all remember
one
the
day-
Super Sevens?
Yeah.
Y'all remember the Super Sevens and stuff like that? There was
Super
one-
Sevens and double eights.
Yep. No, that was 7-2-11.
7-2. Yeah. Yeah. What was you about to say though?
Super 7 was a gas station.
Yeah.
So one time at that same BP, we was coming out there. I'll never forget it, bro. I was probably 12, 13 years old back when I was used to smoke reefers. High in the bitch. We all went to the gas station. About 6 of us. No money. Maybe $4 between us. And that was back when you could get like. That was back when the Debbie cakes and shit was 25 cents.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got as many Debbie cakes, little bottles of juice, little
Little
we
Prairie
got the
juices.
munchies.
The Prairie because they
Prairie beans.
they came in a carton.
The little
Yeah,
cart,
the little cart.
about that big. As
Yeah,
big
the
as you
little,
can get.
like the school joint.
Yeah, for sure.
Nigga, so we got as many of them as we could with our little $4.50. About 6 of us. Nigga, we walking out that motherfucker with we knowing good and goddamn well we ain't got enough to satisfy these munchies because we done all spent our last coins on the reefer. Nigga,
Right.
we wasn't thinking about the munchies.
So you coming out of them with a bag full?
Nigga, no. We walked out and the hostess man was bringing a delivery in to the store. Nigga, I took all the shit out of my little bag and put it in Leon's bag, and I hopped in the back of that hostess truck with 2 bags, nigga, and just got to piling up shit. Nigga, so I'm on the truck going to town, right? And I just keep hearing, Casper, white boy. So, nigga, I finally stop and hop out. Nigga, when I hop out, the hostess man is about where you are. The nigga reached out and grazed my shoulder. Nigga, I took off on his ass. Nigga, gone.
He couldn't leave the truck.
So this is the funniest part. So I take off, and that's when the alley back here used to be clear. So that's how I get away. Boom, take the fire lane. Nigga, we get back to the house.
Behind the firehouse.
We get to the house. We get back here. We all sitting down. We in the house.
Yeah.
We all sitting down, going through all the snacks. Niggas is getting all the snacks. Stephen black ass. I forgot which one it was, but I think it was cupcakes. You know, it used to be the chocolate cupcakes with the white swirl, or the orange one with the white swirl.
Oh, Hostess. Hostess
Yeah, the cupcakes.
Yeah.
So I had like 5 or 6 of the orange ones, but
Those were the best ones.
when I got to the chocolate ones, that's when the nigga
came up on you.
So Stephen like, oh man, I hate these orange ones. Man, you didn't get no chocolate ones? I'm like, I got one. I know for a fact I got one. It's not in the bag. This nigga went back out and traced the route that I ran and found it. He came back in the house, eat that motherfucker, like found that chocolate one. I said, you know how high you gotta be to trace the steps of a crime to find the chocolate cupcake?
But the driver couldn't leave that truck. So
Nah, he couldn't leave that truck at all.
Nah, so he was golden. He was gold. And a lot of people don't know about that trail. That
Yeah, it's all cleared out. It's all full of bullshit now. But it used to, as soon as you broke from the fire station, you could come down that motherfucker. It would take you all the way to Downs.
Yep.
All the way behind that church down.
Yep.
Them Downs. They call it the fire lane. It's supposed to be in case some shit happened, you can run out your back door and get to safety.
Okay.
And they used to, when they gave a fuck, they used to clear it out. They used to keep it clear. They used to cut the
Yeah,
grass.
all
They
this
used
was for
to-
the fort back in the day.
yeah.
So that's why they have all that. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Talking about all the criminal activities back when we was kids.
Was that the last?
Yeah, that was the last current.
Oh shit! You know what time it is?
Take that break.
Break time. All right, now needed that break.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I
That
know
them hip was killing me.
we usually go into Florida, man. But I've been saving this little segment for a minute.
What is it? You got other cool people, crazy dudes?
Nah,
or-
this ain't that.
What you got?
I call it the Imagine That.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Okay, so new segment alert.
YNs take over hockey. How would it be? What would change?
Nothing.
You don't think nothing to change?
Nah, they took their tail and run. They ain't got no guns in hockey.
They ain't got no guns, but you take over hockey. You don't think the aesthetics of the crowd and
Oh, yeah, for
anything
sure.
else,
Yeah,
rules,
definitely.
anything like that?
Yeah, I've been waiting on niggas to. You can look up a couple instances where niggas done got into hockey and became successful. And it changes a lot of shit because we just like better athletes all the way around the board. But I think they should pile all the YNs into the military and send them off into war. But
I think that's what happens if they get in trouble. That's what should happen.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I'm cool with that.
yeah, y'all want to shoot folks? Go do it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely cool with that because shoot, that's what they want to do anyway.
Yeah.
And they reckless. But
But I don't know if you've seen. Now it would be hilarious because I don't know if you see. One of my favorite things to do is look up like these young niggas actually trying to fight on YouTube. Nigga, it's hilarious.
They can't
they
fight.
sloppy.
They are.
They
They
can't let them
just
fight.
flipping and flailing
It
and
look like
yeah,
No, it is. Because that's what it is. That's what they've been raised around.
yeah,
That's how
yeah.
they've been hit.
that part.
That's how they've been hit.
Yeah.
So that's how they know how to hit. They don't know how to straight punch.
They hit niggas just right
With
here.
the vomit, the base.
Yeah. Like he opened up a jar or some shit.
It would be interesting though, because you know they love to associate themselves with cliques and squads and shit.
Yeah.
And they be on a team.
Yeah.
And they be having new signs for the little team.
New signs.
I will watch it.
I'd watch
I
it.
would watch
I
it.
will watch it.
I think-
And don't let a team really like take off.
Yeah, I'd watch it and
Like
enjoy
let
it.
them actually
Yeah.
be good at what it is. Because you know, at a certain point, they're gonna start wanting to like be good at it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they
of
know they
course.
can. And then like if they get into that, what they call that, where we can box each other for a hot second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they can fight.
They can fight.
throw their shit down and,
Yeah.
and get the rumbling. They can grab the motherfucking shirt. And,
Hey, I watch that.
I done see some niggas. That's one thing I like watching on hockey. I done see some niggas get beat all upside down. They can be up. They can be on his head, skates in the air. Nigga still.
Dude's tooth was in dude's nose.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, okay.
They pull the shirts off each other's heads.
Yeah, they get some
But
on.
the halftime. Well, I guess it's a halftime. I don't know what they call it because they only got 3 periods. That's what
Yeah.
they call each whatever. But you know, all that shit would change. They would probably make it into 4 periods.
Yeah, they would. They try to turn it into like basketball.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
they had like the little halftime. Because during
Niggas be-
halftime, they have the, what's the thing called? The Saboti?
Zamboni?
Yeah, Zamboni.
Yeah.
Come out smooth
They're
ice
trying to
out.
play smooth. They'll probably be having people out there twerking and stuff, have a
Why they-
healing tree
on the
team
Zamboni.
Yeah, on the
On the Zamboni. And the Zamboni would be decked out.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
on it.
But that's what I'm talking about with Imagine That. You know what I'm saying? Like, just something just out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
I'd watch.
I will watch that.
I watch
And
it
on
too.
top of that, the first person who will have a team like that that's like primarily just all
Maybe
black.
Chicago.
I think Detroit.
I stand corrected.
And think about the jersey size. Like, nobody really wears.
The player.
Yeah, nobody really wears hockey jerseys like that.
I had one of them Ducks jerseys back in the day with the
The Mighty
purple
Ducks.
sleeves and the
Yeah.
the duck with the
Who?
Jason Mash.
somebody's ring.
Who's is it the Orioles? No, not the.
That's the baseball.
Orioles. With the it looked like a musical note with the flying things on the
Oh,
side.
The Blues. The
Blues.
St.
The
Louis
Blues.
Blues. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit hard.
Yeah.
That shit
I
hard.
could see that. I could see that
That
for
shit
sure.
hard. Yeah, I fuck with that.
And
I fuck with it.
I could see somebody making some money off of that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
fuck with it.
Definitely make money
I
off
fuck
of
with
it.
it. I watch that shit the same way I watch bare knuckle boxing. Nigga, I love that shit.
I'm in the street beefs.
Street beefs.
Yeah. I like street
I
beefs.
thought that died out.
Like
They
the
got
back-
it down in Houston.
like the backyard brawls and shit.
Well, it's just not in the backyards no more.
They
put
be
them
they
in-
be sanctioned.
they be in the park.
Yeah.
And they have like the little, well, some of them have like the little walls up, but other times they just have like little ropes and shit.
Yeah, them.
Yeah. I love
But
that
They
shit.
be banging.
They had
Especially the
it.
females.
Yeah, but they had that for a minute, but it ended up getting like banned or something like that. Then they had to get sponsors for it, for it
not-
to be a
yeah,
for
well-
real thing.
Wow.
Not these ones. They just run them in the backyard.
Yeah.
No, they do have the backyard brawls and stuff like that where they have like 3 sponsors now
That's crazy.
to kind
know
of like
that.
help it. Yeah, to help it go.
So, 'cause I grew up in the days of Kimbo Slice, man. Watching
That
Kimbo
was
back
come
there
on
beat niggas the fuck up.
the early
Couldn't
days
hang
of
in
YouTube.
MMA.
You know, I watched his documentary. I didn't realize how good he actually did in MMA. Nigga just
did good.
highlighted his couple losses so much that it made it seem like he was a failure. He did
He wasn't no
great in
failure.
MMA.
He did good, but he couldn't hang because
Yeah.
he was so used to street
And
fighting.
because he was old.
Yeah. By the time he got into
Yeah,
that,
he was too old for he wasn't old, but he was too old for MMA.
As a backyard brawler, that nigga was a beast.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
he went
he
into
did
regular
that.
boxing and did good.
He did.
But then
He only boxed like 3 or 4
well,
times.
they were saying that his last fight, they just thought he was winded and shit because he was
right.
old and fucked up, but it ended up being the heart issue,
Mm-hmm.
and they found it out when they was trying to get him sanctioned for his next fight, and that's when he ended up dying from the shit.
Yeah.
But they were saying like the reason he tired out like that
It's because
Because it's heart
was the
failure.
heart, because they was like, man, he'd be so good like in practice and shit, then the real fight would come around and you could just like, it was like he'd be like just gone in his eyes, like it like, and they just thought it was because he was older and getting exhausted, and they kept trying to work on his endurance and shit like a regular, like you would train a regular person,
Right.
but they didn't realize his
heart
his
failing.
heart was failing. Yeah. So they was fighting a battle that couldn't be won. So even for him to be able to go out there and do what he was doing was amazing. That just shows you how much of a competitor he was.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
To be going through what he was going through and was still able to go out there and fight like that.
Because Dana White was actually kind of opposed to him even coming.
He would, and if you watch the documentary, you can see on there when Dana White realized he was tripping and apologized to him
Yep.
and rehired him. Like, nigga, nah, I seen how hard he works. I seen the effort. I seen what he did. Like, he is a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, I was opposed to he was on there. He was like, I was opposed to the internet shit, and I didn't
Right.
really want it coming in, and I thought this was a fluke. And he was like, but now that man is a real fighter.
In one of the backyard brawls and stuff like that, he fought a real deal boxer and beat the brakes off of him.
Yep. And he fought the one of the best ones. You want to watch it because he damn near lost. The cop.
Yeah.
The cop
Yeah,
that
the
did
video, yeah.
jiu-jitsu and shit. He
Yeah.
fought this cop nigga, and they fought for like
A long time.
45 minutes. It was insane.
I ain't seen that one.
Yeah, it was
That was-
insane.
yeah,
Big
that
ass
was a
white
good one.
boy.
Yeah.
And he got the best of him towards the end, but that white boy put him through the fucking ringer. But he was doing all that jiu-jitsu shit, and
Kimbo caught him. He I think he hit him with a cross or something like that. And Dave's dude and Kimbo seen it. He was like, oh,
yeah, because
he
Buddy
seen
tried to choke him
blood,
out.
and he just went in for the attack and
Damn.
got him out. But I think his two most noticeable fights was when he was fighting dude with the dreads
When he
and
knocked
knocked
the
his
nigga
dread. he
Knocked the nigga eye out.
he knocked his eye out and a
I seen
dread.
that one.
And a dread. Nigga dread said, whoop. Hit that nigga dread said, whoop.
Why your dread so loose? Nigga, you got loose.
He knocked the dread out the nigga head.
Stressed him hard.
All right,
Man.
man. Rest in peace, Kimbo,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Is it Florida man time now?
Yeah, it's Florida man.
How many you got?
I got two.
I got one. I go in between yours.
The first one is a shooting salesman. A Florida man shoots at two door-to-door solar panel salesmen. Solar panel salesmen. It says a Florida man was arrested after deputies said he shot at two solar panel salesmen on Monday afternoon. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office said two men were going door to door on Bobadilla Lane in Port Charlotte after attempting to sell solar panel packages for their company. So they knocked on the door and were greeted by a woman who was upset that they were there and told them to leave. As they began to leave the property, deputies said the salesman heard several gunshots and turned to see a man, later identified as 72-year-old William Williams, pointing a gun in their direction.
Williams?
Yep.
You'll never trust a nigga with two first names, two last names.
Says investigators said Williams then fired several more times toward the salesman. No one was shot during the incident. The salesman ran to a neighbor's home and frantically pounded on the door, asking for help. The neighbor allowed them into her backyard and called law enforcement officers. Deputies said they arrived and detained Williams, who the victims positively identified as the man who had shot at him. The neighbor also told deputies that she had heard several gunshots just before the man pounded on her door. And it says a search warrant was obtained for Williams' home. Inside, detectives said they found multiple firearms and ammunition. They also said that they found a spent shell casing on the ground as well as one unspent casing in the grass. Williams was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, discharging a firearm in public, and he's being held without bond.
That nigga parents ain't shit. That nigga Williams.
Williams.
Yeah.
That nigga parents ain't shit. They had a good chuckle when they did that shit.
Right.
Filled out that birth
That was
certificate.
his daddy did that.
William Williams.
So he's gonna grow up and be a Florida man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Florida man with the cardboard license tag on the back of his car was arrested after two pipe bombs and drugs were discovered in his vehicle.
Damn.
What?
According to Walton County Sheriff's Office, the man was pulled over while driving a car with a cardboard license plate with the word pirate on it. Benjamin Roach was taken to the Walton County Jail and has been charged with making a bomb, possessing explosives, possession of controlled substance, tampering with evidence, possession of drug paraphernalia, and several other charges. According to they pulled the man over. The car was going down Smith Road doing 90 miles per hour late Monday with a cardboard tag that read pirate. The deputies said the driver claimed he had no identification, but they found a birth certificate inside the vehicle that identified the driver as Benjamin Adam Roach, 37, of Defuc Springs, Florida. While searching the car, deputies said they found methamphetamines, drug paraphernalia, and two cylinder-shaped objects. One was a piece of PVC with two caps on each end. The other was a cylinder object wrapped heavily in black electrical tape. When asked about the objects, deputies said Roach admitted that they had gunpowder in them. When asked specifically if the objects had a fuse, he initially said no, but later said one did have a fuse. At the time, the Bay County Bomb Squad and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm Explosives were notified and responded to the scene. After investigation, the squad advised that the two objects were pipe bombs and disarmed them. Roach was taken into Walton County Jail and has been charged with making bomb, possession of explosive, all the other shit that I said. He's being held with no bond because he had warrants out of other states.
Damn.
My nigga had a car. My nigga had a cardboard
License plate
that said pirate. He was doing 90 with
Nigga trying to make niggas walk the plank.
with meth and other shit. Oh, did you see the video I sent
Which one?
you with the raccoon with the meth pipe?
Oh yeah.
After we
I
talked
sent you
about it
that,
on there.
I sent you that night.
Man, right after we talked about it. Yeah, you did send it to me. Right after we talked about it on here, that video surfaced online. Nigga, they was arrested that lady, but he said, man, look what the raccoon's doing. The raccoon was in the driver's seat with the meth pipe trying to smoke.
He like, this bitch need to hurry up.
Oh, hold on,
What are you doing, man?
So, there was one, because I know y'all do the segment and stuff like that about like Florida and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a Florida man?
It's
Look at you, man, trying to be a participant.
so, but it's in like
This nigga's a good guest.
you stupid. So Adam Sandler, his the alligator that was featured in Happy Gilmore
Yeah.
passed away today.
Oh shit.
Oh, man.
That's a long time.
Rest in peace.
He did make a good purse now.
Right. And some shoes. And a belt pile, you know what I'm saying?
For Ric Flair.
But but the alligator actually came from Florida.
Really?
It was
That's
actually
pretty
a Florida.
cool.
It was a Florida gator. So yeah, it's crazy.
Contributing, man. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
We appreciate it.
Nah, shit, it's cool with me.
As I said, we appreciate it.
This one is Del Taco, which I didn't know Florida had Del Tacos. But Florida man breaks Del Taco window after he's denied tacos at closing time. Says,
I tried to fight a nigga at Taco Bell one time.
it
Some
says
tacos.
38.
I pulled up and I knew they wasn't supposed to be closed. And the nigga told me they was closed. And I lost my shit.
Oh shit.
I was drunk as hell, and I really want Taco Bell. This before DoorDash, any of that shit.
Yeah, that's the only thing that was open.
Yeah, and I went there specifically because they was open.
That
Taco
Mr.
Bell,
Dan.
White Castle. White Castle.
Mr. Dance.
Yeah, that's where I ended up going.
You want to make that trip?
End up driving my drunk ass.
Yeah.
I ended up driving my drunk ass to Mr. Nails.
I don't know if they 24 hours anymore, but
They used to be.
They
they
used
used
to be.
and I loved it.
Man, I'm telling you, they was probably one of the greasiest burgers.
And-
man, the back of the bag, you
Yeah, whatever.
The-
And you could meet something in that motherfucker.
oh, for sure.
Because every club that let out about 4 o'clock, motherfuckers
Everybody was
coming in
over
there.
there.
Grand, the point.
You had a point in all them over there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
for
parking
sure.
lot would be packed. I done pulled a couple things out of Mr. Dan's back in the day.
But this says a man was arrested after he allegedly broke the window of a Del Taco in Florida because he was denied service. Said it was around midnight Sunday when the suspect, Anthony Izzo, pulled into the drive-thru in Port Charlotte, same place as the last one, a city about 30 miles west of Fort Myers. Employees told Izzo they were closed, and he couldn't take his order because they had shut down the kitchen and put away the meat. Moments later, employees heard loud popping noises, and one worker called 911. She told the operator she heard popping noises that sounded like gunshots through the drive-thru window. According to the sheriff's office, Izzo had driven up to the window and tried to break it with a pipe wrench in his car. He allegedly hit it 4 times after cracking it and drove away. Izzo was tracked to his home in Birchchester Road, where he was arrested for criminal mischief. They say he caused around $2,000 worth of damage to the drive-thru window.
Damn. Well, all right, nigga.
Shit, I can pop up with one.
You got another one?
Yeah.
That should do your thing, then, nigga.
So it says, the article says, oops. A Florida woman admits to vandalizing an ex vehicle, but it was the wrong car.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
shit.
So a Florida woman facing charges from vandalizing a car that she thought belonged to her ex-boyfriend, but ended up finding out it was the wrong car.
This dumb bitch.
Right. It says when deputies got there, they found that an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old girl. Investigators found that the younger girl had sprayed yellow spray paint on the car that was not her ex. I'm like,
She's 16?
So yeah.
So they
And he
ain't,
was
they ain't
8.
drop no
They ain't
names.
gonna drop her name.
Nah. So he was 18, she was 16. And she was like throwing eggs. It said that she was throwing eggs, toilet paper, yellow spray paint, and then unfortunately, it belonged to the neighbor of the and the ex-boyfriend.
Her mother
Damn.
taught her well.
Man,
Damn it, man.
That's
see-
crazy.
But they said, well, all the damages and stuff like that, it totaled up to $5,000.
That's a felony.
Well, yeah, because she got to paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a felony.
But are they going to charge her as an adult because she's only 16?
Yeah, they might. Or
They might. Or they make her mama pay
If I
for
say
it.
the worst part is because she's a minor, they're gonna put the fees on her mama.
Well, it says she's
Mama or
facing
daddy.
charges as a criminal mischief, contributing to a delinquent of a minor, possession of alcohol.
Oh, they put it on. They put it on the 18-year-old.
Yeah, under the age of 21, DUI. She was released on Wednesday, just yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
They put it on the 18-year-old.
Yeah.
All right now.
That's crazy.
I think that's the end of Florida, man, isn't it?
I ain't got no more.
It's time for them figures. I'll
Yes,
I'll
sir.
kick it off.
I mean,
I got 3.
I only got 2.
Okay, yeah, I got 3. I'll kick it off.
Now, this is the dark segment. Well, you know.
Yeah. I thought you was making a when you was talking about the lady getting raped by her savior. I thought you was making a reference to this by my fecal.
Oh.
But you weren't. I found this thing because I initially thought it was a Florida man until I read it. Florida man arrested for sexually assaulting a woman after a car crash instead of getting her medical help.
Got on her.
Man, you said it.
What?
Wow.
A Fort Lauderdale man is facing serious charges after allegedly assaulting a woman who had just been injured in a car crash rather than helping her get medical attention.
That's crazy.
Brandon Lee Jones, 40 years old, was arrested on Thursday and charged with sexual battery, according to jail records from Broward County. Police say Jones was linked to the assault through DNA evidence collected from the grape kit that was processed back in 2024. According to the police report, the woman told investigators she met up with Jones near a food store close to Dillard High School on September 15, 2023. The two were later rear-ended in a crash that left her injured and unable to move without help. Instead of waiting for the authorities or taking her to a hospital, she says Jones fled the scene. The woman claims Jones' friend picked them up after the accident, but when she asked to be taken to the hospital, Jones allegedly refused. Due to the pain, she asked to be taken home instead. Instead of doing that, reports say that they took her to Jones's house, where she eventually fell asleep in his bed.
What?
She later told the police she woke up to Jones
This is crazy, bro.
essaying her. According to the incident reports, she said Jones told her, "I can do what I want and open your fucking legs. You just made me crash my car, you stupid bitch."
Damn.
Dang.
He is
He
being,
just got all.
he is being held with no bond.
My man is a savage.
Like about a $500 deductible.
Man.
Shit. It's mine.
I'm paying $500 for this. Give me that. Come on, girl. This is mine now.
He's some snooty too.
He looked like it too.
Oh, he took that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He took all. He took all of that.
He took it.
And he ate it.
From the back.
He had some car accident pussy.
He did a tongue pop.
Man, which one was it? You that sent me? That was dope. That sent me that girl rapping in the wheelchair talking about crippled pussy making nigga knees weak.
Whoa, no, I didn't. I definitely didn't send that one. I didn't even get that one. I never seen
I
that.
would be scared to do
Wheelchair
something like
pussy.
that.
I got some head from bitch in a wheelchair one time. I won't talk about them. I ain't even say that right now. God damn it, I've been drinking.
Something like what she doing like this.
She was going back and forth. She was like, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I do you one better than that. I do you one better than that because she wasn't like paralyzed. She was just in a wheelchair. She rode up on me and locked the wheels and moved her feet, and I stood on the foot pedals and let her.
It's even worse.
It is worse.
Did you hold the little things on the back?
The handle.
Absolutely, I had the handles.
He was yammering her. He was like, yow. You gonna take
Hey, what if her shit was mobile? And you, she's used you as a push pop,
We've been doing
nigga.
donuts. We've been doing donuts. I looked like I was on that one wild ride that with the fans and you stuck to the wall.
The tilt-a-whirl?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
You did not do that.
I did do
Why?
that. I did do that.
Why did you?
Because she convinced me. I kept telling her
I
no.
guess it's off the bucket list now, ain't it?
What happened was I had a lady friend that got into a car accident. And I went to go see her. I went to go see her a couple times in the hospital. And I went to, like, when she got released, I went to go check on her at her house. And I was in there just checking on her. I was in there with no...
Checking it out.
No.
Checking
I was
it out.
in there with no intentions of doing nothing crazy.
Checking it out.
And she was like, nah, come here. And I was like, no. And she was like, come here. I was like, no. And the third time I was like, how? And she was like,
On my face.
I'll move my feet. And you go, yeah.
On my face.
Intergalactic, planetary. Intergalactic.
That young lady is,
She took you to the moon and back.
She did.
You put some miles on that chair.
that young lady, she is since deceased. So I will
Oh,
not
I'm sorry.
make a bunch of...
Hey.
She was so good at what she did with the neck activity, right? That the way I found out she was deceased was from another nigga that was fucking with her too, that I didn't know was fucking with her, but he knew I was, and he called me up like, bro, I'm like, what's up, nigga? He like, man, she gone. I'm like,
Who are we talking about?
and he told me, I was like, no. And he was like, yeah, bro. We went to her funeral together. Me and him. We rode together to her funeral. I've intentionally never told that on here, but it just came out today, so fuck it, I let it all go.
Wow. Damn. It just kept getting deeper and deeper. You made a friend. Small world.
I like loosely knew the nigga, and
He knew.
he knew that I was fucking with her, but like he never said nothing. You know, niggas shouldn't. But when she checked out,
Where'd she go?
he found out because he stopped by and his mama told her. Her mama told him, and the nigga called me up. I said, "Nigga, number." I'm like, "What this nigga want?" This nigga like, bro, like what, nigga? She gone. Said she gone. Who's gone?
That motherfucker, that wheelchair needed an alignment.
No, nigga, she was only in the wheelchair for a small period of time.
I think he put his feet up on the things too. I was
Hey,
like,
she was like,
did
one
y'all tilt
wheel.
forward?
Why is one wheel so tight?
She was.
She going in circles.
Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak.
Yo, shut that squeaking ass motherfucker up. Squeak, squeak.
Oh my god.
When this chair's just squeaking, don't come a peeking.
Oh my god.
It was going to circle.
Yeah,
I got.
we'll do a cinema together, man. It was a moment.
Well, this is a fitting title to this one.
Okay.
It's called Head First,
Oh shit.
and I wrote that down way before we even started talking about this shit. Well, I guess this head wasn't good.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
It's called
Oh,
Heaves Her Over the Balcony. Boyfriend threw girlfriend head first off the third floor after she did the same to his stuff. It said,
she threw his shit, so he chucked her on top of his shit.
head first.
Oh my goodness.
Residents of a San Diego,
He grabbed her,
California.
he grabbed her fresh Jazzy Jeff style.
Hey, chucked her.
Yeah.
Says residents of a San Diego, California
God.
apartment complex were left traumatized after a man allegedly threw his girlfriend off a third-story balcony in relation for her throwing some of his items over the railing as well. Irene Williams, 61. There's a lot of Williams tonight.
Damn. She old as hell.
61.
That's too
61.
old to be getting
He
thrown off a
chucked her?
balcony.
Threw her in that chair. Suffered severe head trauma
Yeah, she did.
and a broken femur.
Her old bones can't. That's why she was in the wheelchair. The one that did that, she had broke her femur, broke her hip and her femur in the
see.
car accident. That's why she was in the hospital.
It says paramedics rushed her to the hospital where she died. Now her boyfriend, 57-year-old Albert Turner, stands accused of first-degree murder. The San Diego Police Department says the incident unfolded around 7:21 p.m. Monday at an apartment complex and somewhere there. Witnesses called 911 to say they saw a man throw a woman from the balcony.
Jesus Christ.
Detective later found out Williams and Turner had been arguing, and she took some of Turner's possessions and tossed them over the balcony in the corridor of the apartment. It says neighbor Charles Riddle saw the incident unfold. He said, "I'm truly traumatized by what I've seen." He says he lives near Williams and was walking to his car when he overheard the couple arguing. Before I made it to my car, I hear a commotion. I turn around and he's gotten a hold of her from behind and he leaves her and he heaves her
Yeah.
over the balcony. And she oh my God. And she cartwheels and hits head first on the ground.
Oh my God. If she just turned a little bit more, she could have landed on the
One more time.
Yeah.
One more rotation.
The
one
Turner
more
remains.
rotation, she could have landed on the body.
It says,
broke her arm or a hip or something.
Turner remained on the scene and was taken into custody. Another neighbor in the interview said that there was a big size difference between both the victim and the suspect. Of course, one's a man, one's a woman.
Yeah.
And it says the suspect remains in the San Diego County Jail without bond. He's scheduled to appear in court on Thursday. So that happened this week.
Jesus.
Dude, crazy.
I mean, he had enough of it. How many times she done threw his shit off?
Yeah.
I mean,
not this
but-
time.
At the age that they are at,
Yeah, you should be done
you
with
just
that
gotta
shit.
just know how to walk away.
Shit,
That nigga
he
was
ain't
thinking
never
about
walked
hitting
away
that.
from nothing.
He was thinking about hitting that pipe by himself.
Yeah.
She's throwing his shit out
Yeah, she was.
because he didn't have no more motherfucking money for that crack.
I called this one Popeye. Was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
I called this one Popeye's Gone Wild. Popeye's manager shoots coworker after heated argument over burnt biscuits.
I saw that. I saw that, but the
Yeah.
article wasn't coming up.
Ah, okay. Well, I got it. A routine shift at a Charlotte, North Carolina Popeyes spiraled into chaos after a biscuit dispute allegedly ended in gunfire and a manager in cuffs. Rodney Wood, 22, now faces serious charges including attempted first-degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. According to Mecklenburg County arrest records, Wood was taken into custody around 6 p.m. on Sunday, May 11th. So this just happened too.
Damn.
It all started inside of a Popeyes on
That was Mother's Day.
Yep. It started on a Popeyes on South Boulevard. When a customer told police that Wood got into a heated argument with another manager over burnt biscuits. Things escalated quickly when one challenged the other, prompting both men to step outside. According to court documents, Wood allegedly pulled a gun and shot his coworker twice, once in the chest and once in the groin. Surveillance footage reportedly captured Wood discharging the firearm, then gathering his belongings and fleeing in his vehicle. He was picked up at his home and is now being held without bond.
The hell?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I got this. I'm gonna shorten it up a little bit. I call it the shielded child. It says, "You disfigured me, father, who used his nearly 2-year-old daughter as a shield when he fired at a deputy after shooting his 5-month pregnant wife in the head."
Damn.
So this happened in Indiana. It says, in a harrowing case in Indiana that exposed the depths of domestic abuse and a violent breakdown, a 33-year-old former Ohio police officer identified as G. Guilfoyle was sentenced to a lengthy prison sentence for attempting to murder his pregnant 25-year-old wife, identified as H. Lynch, and a sheriff's deputy while using his 2-year-old daughter as a human shield during a shootout. His wife survived, but was left with devastating injuries, and their unborn child did not survive the attack.
Damn.
This happened just days before Christmas in 2022. He committed a string of violent acts that would forever change the lives of everyone around him. Authorities said Guilfoyle shot Lynch in the head outside of their home. Lynch, who was 5 months pregnant at the time, collapsed in the snow and was left for dead as temperatures plunged into single digits. Guilfoyle then fled the scene on foot, carrying their nearly 2-year-old daughter, dressed in nothing more than a onesie. It said it was a snowplow driver who spotted him and the toddler walking down the road. He called police. It says Sheriff Deputy A. Bowers responded, but what began as a welfare check quickly turned into a life-threatening situation. The dash cam footage shown during the trial captured the moment Guilfoyle pulled a gun and opened fire, shooting Bowers in the chest. Unfortunately, he was wearing a bulletproof vest and survived. In the chaos that followed, Bowers returned fire, critically injuring Guilfoyle and causing him to drop the toddler. The little girl was unharmed, and as Bowers scooped her up and reassured she was okay, backup officers rushed to find Lynch. They discovered her nearly unconscious in the snow, barely clinging to life. She was airlifted to the hospital where she spent weeks recovering. So Guilfoyle was convicted of 8 felony charges, including the attempted murders of Lynch and the deputy, Bowers. At the sentencing hearing, Lynch faced her husband in court and delivered a chilling impact statement, which I'm not going to fucking read. And she detailed the permanent damage she suffered, a shunt placed in her skull, the loss of a toe from frostbite, and the need to relearn basic motor skills. And she also lost the baby that she was carrying, of course.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, because I'm not reading the rest of this shit.
Yeah,
It talks about the trial, and I'm not here for the trial. But he got, my bad. He was handed down a 100-year sentence, 38 for 2 attempted murders, 28 years for firearm enhancements, and the rest for neglect and aggravated battery.
Damn. Is that down there?
That's
it.
crazy.
I was scrolling while you was talking, and they got the final update on what happened in that Pacers game. The Pacers scored 26 points in 53 seconds.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that better than the one with Reggie and them? Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, so back to my fecals. My bad. That just.
Oh, that was good.
I
That
was
was
sitting
good.
there
We need
watching
that.
The crazy thing is, they said that Jim Irsay last tweet said for him cheering on the Pacers before he passed away.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that had his last line. Delaware middle school principal.
I just caught that.
I was supposed to let it ride.
No, I was trying to, but then my brain picked it up and was like,
That mug had too much baking soda in the mug.
baking soda.
You know what it had in it? It had that motherfucking Fent in it, boy. That shit just killing everybody.
I mean,
millionaires,
where he was at, he
His
should
was
have
controlled
pure.
Fent.
Shit, me. Nigga, that shit gets in. That shit gets anywhere.
He should have had a pure.
Delaware middle school principal pleaded guilty to years long sexual assault of student.
Who? A
Delaware
principal?
principal. A Delaware middle school principal is facing a lengthy period behind bars after admitting to essaying a student over several years. On Monday, 44-year-old Tasha Purnell pled guilty to 2 counts of third-degree rape and 1 count of continuous essay of a child.
It was a woman?
Black woman. In exchange for her plea, prosecutors dropped 16 additional felony charges. Following the hearing, a judge revoked her bail, and she is now being held in Dolores J. Baylor Correctional Center until sentencing.
How old were these kids?
We're about to find out. According to Delaware Department of Justice, the abuse took place between 2010 and 2014, beginning when the victim was under 16 at the time. Purnell, who worked under the name Tasha Oliver, was a teacher at Stanton Middle School. She was later promoted to principal of AI Middle School in 2020 and held that role until her termination in September 2024. Both schools are part of Red Clay School District near Wilmington. Public records show Purnell remained on the payroll after being placed on leave in September 2023. Parents and staff were not informed of the investigation or her indictment until months later when a local outlet reported the case. Prosecutors are recommending a maximum sentence of 8 years.
Dang.
But she's been,
You know what's so crazy?
and it's a black.
Yeah, but why is this to the point where when women do the same thing that men do, they get way less charged than what a man would ever get?
You know what? It's a double standard.
Fuck all the standards about the whole thing.
Man,
A
double
crime is a
standards.
crime, right?
Double standards are real, and sometimes I,
get it,
appreciate
but
them.
if a crime is a crime, whatever our system is, it shouldn't matter if you're a male or female. It should be the same
I
thing.
understand.
I get what you're
I
saying,
totally understand.
but,
But
the
they
same breath,
they cut them way too much slack.
Nigga, and if me, you, and a white man did the same thing, the white man would
Oh,
get less
yeah,
time,
but-
bro. It just exists in our system.
Man, if the
But
white
there's
man
too
even
many
get in the
things.
system,
There's too many things left up to people's discretion as far as sentencing is concerned. It's
I
not.
wanna know who
It's
told.
not as cutting because he's a loser.
I want
Yeah.
to know who told.
but
He was getting all that good grown coochie.
well, it sounds like whoever was getting the coochie, she started giving it to somebody else, and he started getting mad about it.
No, he got too old.
He got too old.
He got too old. He got.
He got too old. She
He got
didn't want that
bumped
old
out.
Peter. Nigga, she wanted the young boy.
That's what I'm saying. He got mad about
Yeah.
it. He the one that told.
Yeah. He said, you know what, bitch?
Got you.
Got
you.
You know what?
You was
bitch?
Next time you
raping me,
squirted in my face when I was 13,
Yeah,
I got
you
you.
raped me, bitch.
He was raping
Got you.
me. That's what he
French
claimed.
man, Yeah. But it is technically rape.
It is.
Yeah.
All day.
I should press charges of them bitches that was fondling on me at that age.
That statute of limitation.
Yeah, I know.
It's too late. It's too late.
Nah, shit. If they went back on Bill Cosby, you could probably go back too.
Yeah, on some civil shit, but they ain't got no money. raggedy bitches was playing with my Johnson when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. Them bitches was in their 30s.
You should.
I liked it though.
You should go back and see what they're doing.
They ain't on shit.
Are they playing Pinochle now?
They ain't on shit.
They had bingo
One
right
of
there.
one of them got
Be
one of them got a hold of some shit and went on a trip and never came back. She been fucked up. I know the first time I saw her all fucked up, I was like 24. So she been fucked up at least the last 15, 16 years.
Kind of like Coco.
Oh,
Yeah, fucked up. The other one's doing great though. Me and her, I still speak to her. Raggedy Jezebel. She don't look like nothing though.
She got on you though.
She couldn't get this dick again. You understand me?
What, she's in a
Raggedy
wheelchair?
bitch. She too big. She's the weight limit to ride this ride, baby.
He was not expecting.
She's too big.
The great callback.
Yeah, big, baby. You stupid. Oh my god.
We go over this a lot.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
fuck with them hefty heifers.
He has a limit.
You can wrestle you a polar
Nah, I
bear.
ain't wrestling no polar bears. I ain't wrestling no little grizzly bears. I ain't wrestling 125. That's about it.
Yeah, nah.
That's about it. 140.
155.
If it's put together properly, I can get to like 150s. But if it's not, if it's like some everydayer, 120, 125.
Man, 155.
Bruh, no. The fuck? You keep telling me about my preference, nigga? No. You choose to do what you want to
I'm
do.
just saying. I understand. You know what I'm saying?
The only way I'm dealing with something that size is if I caused it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If
You
I
overfed it.
If I overfed it, if I put the babies in there, if I, you know what I'm saying? If I cause the ruckus, if I cause this to happen, if I'm the reason, the culprit, it's my dirty work. I got to deal with it. But to show up and jump on something like that,
It's like a waterbed.
I don't
Right,
like.
you
I
gotta
don't
ride
like
the
water
wave.
You know, you just hop on it.
You got to ride the wave.
and then it goes.
I don't like water beds.
He let all the water out.
I don't like water beds.
I don't care.
I don't want no parts of it.
I'm like Pootie Tang. As long as it look good, I'm gonna share the love.
As many bros I done smacked in my life, I done cracked in my life, bro. I could have quadrupled that number if I jumped on fat girls. They be throwing me left and right because they think I'm big, so I want them. I don't want your big ass.
Too big don't
Your
make it
big
right.
stinking ass away from me. All that extra.
Too big don't make it right.
Man, all that motherfucking extra. Yeah, two bigs don't make it right. Two bigs don't make a light. That's what I need you to be lighting your ass coming around here.
Actually, I don't know. I've seen two big parents with skinny ass kids.
Yeah, no. I just don't.
They got big together though. That's what that was. They definitely got big together.
Like I said, if I caused the problem, like if one of my, I ain't with my baby mamas, but like if my baby mama, like, she blew up after the baby, bro, I can't be like, you fat bitch, like that's my doing. But just to show up on that type of time, hell no.
Nothing wrong with lifting little creases and
Man,
folds.
shit me.
Put a little.
Shit me.
I like the
ain't-
one to take care of themselves. They
I
smell
ain't-
like babies.
I ain't fold nothing but clothes. I ain't doing.
And legs.
Only ones I can't deal with is the ones that kick their stomach.
Whoa.
I'm not.
We've seen that.
If a
Oh,
mother,
girl, what's her name? The Uber bitch.
She kicked her stomach?
Yeah, she was kicking her stomach when she walked. Deja.
Yep.
Yeah, that's her name. The one lied on that man about his talking about she could fit.
she can fit
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
car.
yeah.
Bruh, if the stomach,
I ain't going that
Boy,
big.
if the
I'm so
stomach,
glad she lost that dang on
if the
lawsuit, man.
stomach ain't flat, I am not in on it.
You ain't want to go on with her. Do a Zerbert. You
Just say, you know how niggas be. You know how,
do.
You know,
I like big girls. I don't give a fuck. They
you
got
know how
girls
niggas
too.
be ass men and titty men and
Yeah.
all that. those things really don't matter to me. I'm a stomach man. My favorite part of a woman is her stomach.
I
If
understand.
ass and titties is included in that, we good. If it's not, all right, whatever. I like a woman's stomach
And foreheads.
and forehead. Yeah, big
I don't know about that one, but I don't know how you got there.
because I used to like Star Trek when I was
Yeah,
a kid.
you like Klingons.
And the Klingon bitches.
Worf.
He seen one Klingon bitch was like, oh,
Hey,
Worf
her
had
name?
Worf had mad bitches.
He did.
And they used to fight before they fucked. And it was the most entertaining thing in the world.
in the hologram room.
Yeah. She'd have to go prove that she could get that dick.
And she went and got it.
Yeah.
And he took it. Yeah.
That's why I like Rihanna so much. Big forehead bitch.
She
She
do got a
look
big
Klingon.
forehead.
Her and Tyra
She do.
Banks.
She got the eyes.
Yeah.
Tyra Banks. Oh, I like Tyra Banks too.
Yeah. But that's why.
Yeah. Tyra Banks was one.
Big forehead motherfucker.
She was on there for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, if they ain't slim and trim, we cannot win.
You know, the one I really was digging on was Maya.
Yeah.
Maya was one that I really kind of dug on.
She looks great right now as an older lady, but she's a little bit too big, a little too thick for me right now. But she looks great as an older lady. She does. I like mine slim and trim, bruh. I don't like all that saggy, baggy shit. I like a woman to have a little bit of.
baggy on
And I
there.
don't like gooey, bruh. I like mine to have some muscular tone to them. I like to see lines and creases, and I ain't
So
talking
you
about
like Angela
folds.
Bassett?
I love Angela Bassett.
Hey, I'm just asking because I don't like this shit.
Angela Bassett is my old lady crush.
She's
Every
a beautiful.
woman-
She has
she
a
can
beautiful
get-
face, but that body to me is like, oh,
I don't know.
touch
She
that.
can get it.
Every
But
woman-
Chili, she still got it.
Well, she's just slim.
yeah, Chili's nice.
Yeah, she's just naturally slim. So
She still got it though.
She
Yeah.
can get any day.
why you say her like she wasn't slim? She's
Nah, I'm
slim.
just saying, but like
Like that's
all
my
T-Bar's
speed.
got big.
Her,
T-Bar's got big.
Halle Berry. T-Bar's too big. Big. She's like a
she's
chipmunk
thick
in the face.
Yeah,
She ain't
yeah,
thick. She's chunky.
yeah.
Fat heifer.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I like them thunky.
Hey, more
Thick and
power
chunky.
to it.
Right.
I used to tell them all every time. Every time I say something, I remember I had one hurt her little feelings too, and I don't understand why they can say anything they want to us, but we can't say it to them. Had a big girl tell me one time she ain't like light skinned niggas. I told her we should be great friends because I don't fuck bad fat bitches. We are not attracted to each other at all.
That's what the white dude said on the podcast. The black chick was talking about it. Talking, look at your lips. Look at that. He said, "Oh, it's okay to body shame, but when it
It's all
comes
about the weight.
yeah, it's all about the
he
weight."
got in her, and
She just sat there like,
and
Yeah.
blinked, and just sat there and was blinking a lot.
Yeah,
She,
like, I
she
don't-
didn't know what to say because her shit. She had a tire
she had
around
a
her waist.
spare tire.
they call that a fupa.
Yeah, but
No,
yeah,
she had more than the food.
The little bro was like, I don't even like fucking with light skinned niggas. I was like, well, we can be great friends because I don't fuck fat bitches. We can be the bestest of pals. Matter of fact, where your skinny homegirls at? I'll go get my dark skinned friends for you.
That was a smooth uppercut.
Yeah.
It is.
Through
And
with
she
the
got
mic.
mad at me. I said, what are we mad about?
Because you hit her on her chin. The towel.
But they always leave it open though.
Yeah.
That's why I watch Pop the
Because they
Balloon
got too many of
because
them.
once a female gets rejected, she has something smart to say.
I
Where a
was-
dude would just be like, "Look,
I'm cool.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm not your type. Cool. You know what I'm saying?" But then they had to something. You know, as soon as it's female, well, what is it? What is it? Then you finally tell that motherfucker, well, your jeans is fucked up and your teeth is fucked up.
Whatever, man.
You know what I'm saying?
They come against anything that they find.
That's the equivalent of every time a girl fall out with you, all of a sudden you got a little dick.
Yeah.
Been cramming you for 6 years and now I got a little dick.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's the only insult you can
Yeah,
try
okay.
to come. You try to come with that.
And they still don't ever understand that I still fuck though. It deflates all of that.
Right.
First of all, they don't understand. They ain't never seen it. So you trying to say something that ain't even real.
Yeah, ain't no fat girls. I done fuck like 5 fat girls in my life. I ain't like it. I ain't enjoy it not one bit.
You supposed to.
You gotta get
You
you an
supposed to
active
get in.
one.
You supposed to get
Don't
in
get
there.
one that's gonna
and
lay there.
You gotta learn
You gotta
how
find
to
you
move.
an active big girl.
You gotta move with the
I had
ocean.
a couple. I don't like it.
You just gotta
It's
learn
too
how to-
much.
Too much to bite on, huh? Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yuck. Yucky. Ew.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I just can't. like with skinny chicks, I can't stand that I can hug you and touch my elbow.
I like,
Yo.
you know, my hands are huge. Hey, my hands are huge. I can damn near, I like when I can damn near put my whole shit around their waist, like nigga.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be able. I feel like I'm gonna hurt you.
Yeah,
Like,
but you won't, because they can take all the dick.
I
in the
know they
world.
can.
You can drive a U-Haul bus in there. I mean, a Greyhound bus. In
yeah,
there,
I've been there.
and she will tell you to give her some more.
Yeah,
A buddy of mine was like, he was like hitting any kind of chick that's small like that. Even if he like it just feel like you hitting a little girl.
Nope.
No,
I
that's
don't think about it like that.
no. That's how
he describes it.
That's how his brain went straight there. He's like, I
That's
can't
'cause
do
he
it.
got a
He's
fucked
like,
up brain.
no, he's like, I need a full figure woman. He's like, I need a woman. Well, because he was raised around a lot of people who was named Big Mama.
No, because he grew up liking fat bitches. It's okay. A lot of us do.
But he was
Fat bitches surround us. Most of us.
Yeah, but I mean, he was older.
And
know
you
what I'm
be
saying?
around and you
Indiana,
like the
it's a fat
motherfuckers that
state.
you like. It's a
It
fat lazy
is.
state.
Fat state.
It is.
So-
because if you go anywhere else,
Everybody's slim.
man,
Yeah.
especially the southern states.
That's why they say Indiana 10 is a 4-4.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's very true. I went with a 10 from Indiana to California and was like, what the fuck did I bring?
You got a one?
I was sitting here looking at
Why
everything.
you bring
like,
a one here?
and she was looking at me like, why the fuck did I bring this? And I'm and all these bustled ass niggas walking around. I mean, it goes both ways.
It do.
So shit.
It do.
At the end of the day, we came home together, but we had other thoughts.
Yeah.
Shit.
Especially when you go to California because you're going to a state that has
Health.
no hibernation period.
No hibernation, health nuts everywhere.
Because that's
California and Florida.
that's our problem. It's the wintertime.
It's the wintertime.
Because
Now,
when
that
it's-
is true. We've gained so much.
That's what I'm saying. They have no hibernation period because when it's hot, niggas be out and about, niggas be active, niggas be, and then you always hear niggas talking about getting their summer body together. Nigga, we spending 3, 4, 5 months, nigga, cold in the house eating,
Chilling.
Yeah,
And
So
it
you
is
go
a
to-
real thing.
You
It
go
is a real
somewhere
thing.
like Cali because when I used to go to Cali all the time, I used to go over to I'd be in Oakland. I used to go over to San Francisco, and you go on the pier, and bro, it's just gym stations,
Yeah, everywhere.
outdoor gym stations set up.
We used to have those in parks here.
I know.
Totally gone now. There ain't nothing in the park.
Washington Park and stuff
Washington
like that.
Park.
Yeah.
What is the name of Washington Park now?
I don't know.
Because it's not called that no
It
more.
ain't. They
remember
renamed it.
after the officer that got killed
yeah.
by that dude with the bat and the nails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David something.
it's
Mm-hmm.
Washington Park still.
It's
Yeah,
we still call it Washington Park.
It's
course.
Washington Park still.
You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace to him.
Right.
Whatever.
So, man, that's crazy.
It's got some big ass pits over there from the zoo being in there.
You know what? There's a lot of people that didn't know that there used to be a zoo over
Yep.
there. And I remember me being a little older, I was like, dude, I remember them being elephants and stuff over there. They're
camels.
like, there wasn't no elephants. I'm like,
Elephants
I'm
and
trying to
camels?
tell you,
All of
there
those
was
there.
elephants over there at that park.
If anybody, if they look up like the Indianapolis Zoo on YouTube or whatever, it's going to show the new zoo, but they take a history of
where it
when
came from,
from the Washington Park and shit. They show all how it looked and everything.
Yeah.
Because they had to train and everything in that bitch.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But a lot of people don't understand the history in Indianapolis too, though, because they're like,
they wouldn't know.
they're like, why would we want to know anything about Indianapolis?
Yeah.
We got history here. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what it is here. Bunch of big back bitches.
I like them.
Big bag, big
They will
bag.
feed you
Big bag, big bag.
and try to keep you.
Skinny bitches feed you too. They eat more than the big bitches. They're just skinny.
Less flavor.
Why do we feel like we got an influx of Haitians though?
Nigga,
Oh,
I ain't know
'cause we
why.
do.
Because we do.
They're refugees.
Where did they come from?
They're refugees from.
No, I mean like, why did they come here? Of all the other states, there is.
Because we have.
How did Indianapolis become a state where?
we're a sanctuary state.
Yeah, we're a sanctuary state.
That's,
We have a very.
wow.
We have
Us,
a very
Illinois.
Low, we don't like send motherfuckers back to their country unless you do some like terribly violent shit.
Right. A buddy at the gym was like, man, he's like, you got all these Haitian people. He's like, they don't do nothing but work at Amazon or Walmart. I'm like, yeah.
And drive slow and crazy in the streets.
Man.
They can't drive, and these new influx of Hispanics can't drive. Now,
Yeah.
Mexicans just drive slow. That's cool. But these new ones, I don't know. They don't know the fucking speed limits or nothing. I think they're looking at kilometers when they're driving. I don't understand this shit. I mean, every time I leave this motherfucker when we do a podcast and I go up fucking 42nd Street,
Yeah.
I gotta go around somebody by the time I get to that gas station.
Ain't bullshit.
I'm just
Yeah,
like,
bullshit.
cause I ain't trying to fuck around at night. I ain't trying to hurt nobody at
Going
night.
away from this area, going anyway. If you like to go to Midhofer, you gonna run into that till you get to about 21st. Once you get
Yep.
past 21st, you're gonna be in the clear. Going this way, you going till you get to about Franklin. Going
Yep,
west.
he's exactly right.
Yeah, it's
You're
just
exactly right.
It's all terrible drivers, and most of the time it's the Majors and Africans, and they be in there with a big ass cell phone on a mount, following the GPS, and they be having
Slow
that
as shit.
stupid ass smile on
Slow.
their face, and that's how they drive, just like that.
Man,
Just like that.
I'm going to make it.
man, look.
Nah, I feel about the Dickies. You know, I just pistol with my neighbor and all types of shit. Man.
So look, the Taco Bell out there in Oakland,
Yeah.
it's 24 hours now.
Damn.
For real?
Oh yeah.
On Carroll Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Carroll,
Yeah.
right there.
Right across
Right
the
there
street from Family Leisure.
Yeah,
Yep.
by the Burger King and shit.
So yeah. So Burger King don't close until 12,
Damn.
and then Taco Bell's 24 hours now.
Damn.
Man, when I tell you, I try to go through there. It was like
Full
5
of DoorDashers.
DoorDashers.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I just want 3 tacos just so I can go home real quick. Cause the inside closed.
Yeah, you can't go inside, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting in the drive-through. It's like 5 cars, and one dude really couldn't talk English at all. he was holding up his phone. He was like, I have order.
Yeah.
I'm like, come, please, please get your
They be doing some of them niggas wrong too.
Yeah, they do.
Because
Oh, they be talking shit to him.
well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the unless they can get set up to be on them apps, they'll fucking rent it.
Yeah.
And then they'll drive around and try to collect whatever they could, and plus whatever they rented the app for.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking crazy.
Say what?
They
Yeah, yeah.
subleasing the app. So like, because they don't
Like,
have the
all right, let's say
credentials
you-
to get set up for it. So
let's
say
say-
I got the app.
Yeah.
I'll let you
Rent it for the
rent
day.
it for the day, but you got to pay me to rent it. So not only do you have to pay me when your day is done, you got to put gas in your car and this and the third. So if you made $400 a day and I charged you $200, and then you spent $120 in gas, you made $400 a day. And you went home with $80.
Yes, sir.
They subbing out their
Yeah.
app to the other people who are foreigners.
Yep.
Yeah, because some of them can't. Some of them don't have the credentials and shit to be doing that shit. They paperwork ain't right.
And they don't get the money directly. It goes to the person they rented it from.
Right,
'Cause it's
because
their app.
They do it to their card.
right, and then that person got to pay them.
That person got to
Yep.
pay them, so they can't not pay them for renting it.
I've seen it. Boy, I was like,
That's
this is crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, they be subleasing the app out.
Nah, I ain't never heard that.
Yeah,
I ain't never heard that.
yeah, you got it.
No, it was a big thing.
It's a dirty game. That's why you'll look at your your delivery driver and say it's a girl named Lisa and a African nigga hop out the car and bring your food.
Nah, straight up. I've had that several times.
Yeah,
I'm like, where's Lisa at?
yeah. Lisa
Well, she's
is
in the car.
Lisa,
She's
yeah,
in the
they
car.
always say she's in the car.
They
Lisa,
should motherfucker wave at you.
Lisa's at home chilling.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
tell you right now, I'm going to Taco Bell after we leave here, though. I'm hungry in the morning.
Shit, I got some food in the kitchen. Nigga.
I do too.
It's been one. It's been a good pod.
Yes, it has. It's been a good one. This is the first 2 hour and 37-minute one we did. in a minute.
Yeah.
2 hours? Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we went this long.
Yeah, 191, man. Finger popper.
Finger popping.
Peace.
No, finger popped.
Casper. Bent over. You taking this.